Can you hear me? Oh my word. How are you all on this wicked Wizard Wednesday? Wizard Wednesday. Who come up with that? That'll be me. That will be me. How are you all? Are you good? Are you living the dream? Are you living the dream? I am living the dream because, boom. Do you know how much abuse I've had because of that? It's got my shirt. Julia is not Maddie t-shirts available at thewizardwords.com. Yeah, jump in the chat and tell me how happy you are. Yeah, I will be bringing it up on screen. Do not worry. I have the evidence. Sergeant Sinclair done the DNA test, this, that, and everyone else posted about it. Julie Wandelt's cult-like nutter fans didn't like it. And now this. So, you know, I think it's going to be said and done. It's going to be said and done. It is said and done. I mean, how many of you have put up there like Julie Wandelt is not Maddie, and then you get a load of abuse? How many of you? Let me know in the comments. I bet there's a few of you. But today it's a good stream because I've worked it out. We are streaming on YouTube and Rumble. Boom. And I need to do that because I don't know if you know the real Julie Wandelt Facebook page. Danny, she knows everything. And we need to spread the word with her knowledge. And I was like, I need to get her on this channel and on the Rumble. And I've been trying to do it and I've worked it all out. It's actually easier than I thought. So it's all good. And we're live with Danny Thursday, 8 p.m. DNA special. DNA special. Well, that's the plan anyway at the moment. So it'll be cushy. But what about the post? It's on Sergeant Sinclair. He's the PR media representative type person. He put a post up on Instagram, and that was in regards to the results of the DNA. And then this morning, I was there having my morning coffee, and you never guess what popped up. I know, on one of the pages that I'm following, a photo screenshot, shall we call it, appeared. Let me just have a bit of brew. It appeared. You couldn't make it up. Look at that. Sergeant Sinclair replying to someone saying, I know that the news is shocking, but Julia's okay with the news, i.e. the DNA. She accepts that she's not Madeleine McCann. End of. So all those nutters out there and doing all these petitions and is that the Truth will Set Us Free channel and all the other nutters, they're done. That's it. Julia's okay with the news. She accepted or accepts that she's not Madeleine McCann, but believes she is still a missing child who has been trafficked by a gang of PDFs. But my investigation shows that she has not been trafficked, and she hasn't. She hasn't been trafficked. She has not been trafficked. There's all evidence here, there, and everywhere else with regards to her life as a child. So, I mean, she's clutching at straws. Julie Wandelt's birth certificate shows she was born in Poland to Polish parents. It's up to Julia where she goes from here onwards. I think that she should concentrate on her trial and accept that she's Julie Wandelt. So, where does that put her with the trial? I mean, she's going to be in court because she's given it all left, right, and centre that she's Madeleine McCann, but now she's accepted that she's not Madeleine McCann. So, tell me, people, jump in the comments and tell me what on earth does she's going to be in court harassing the McCanns because she thinks she's Madeleine McCann, but she's admitting now she's not Madeleine McCann. I hope Sean Atwood and Ron Swanson and co hang their heads in shame for platforming the fraudster, Julia Wandelt. Maybe she can get help. I assume mental health. Take the medication, because obviously her mum keeps saying that she refused help. She refused to take meds. Maybe this is the turning moment of her. But believe it, I could not believe it. So that made my day. And obviously, Sergeant Sinclair is in touch with the appropriate people. He'd done the DNA test. He told Julia it's all sort of part and parcel that, you know, for him to help her, that you'd have to do the DNA test. So she did, and they knew it was coming. And there's Sergeant Sinclair has posted that Adam, her boyfriend, and that Karen Spragg have also sort of said stuff to him about not releasing the DNA results, even though they knew it was going to show that she was not Madeleine McCann. So it's absolutely crazy. I can't believe, like, makes you think, like, why anyone even bothered talking to her, like Dr. Phil, Sean Atwood, Ron Swanson, nutters. So they're giving it all this, and there's people on their YouTube saying, oh, justice for Julia and all that. No, she is just like someone who goes around harassing people, stalking people, and pretending to be someone she's not. So she got called out on the Inga Jerick. She got called out on Acacia Bishop. There's a Polish girl, apparently. Olivia Shep popped up in regards to, you know, possible DNA and see if she was that. And that's Madeleine McCann. And what she got out of it? She's Julia Wandelt. Done. So that puts an end to it then, doesn't it? Surely. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Because that's crazy. That's crazy. Pretending you're this, pretending you're that. I'm a potato, said no one. So there we have it. She accepts that she is not Madeleine McCann. So she's going to try and hold on to her scraps, basically. And I think that's why it followed up saying that she still believes she's a missing child, when, like, I mean, some of the photos of Julia Wandelt and her mum Dorota are crazy. Like, it's just uncanny. So I don't know. I do not know. But so yeah, that's why Wednesday at 1, the live happened, because I saw that. I was chilling this morning thinking, oh, just make sure I'm all ready and work out my links to Rumble and that for getting through the looking glass stroke the Royal Julia Wandelt Facebook page, type live stream ready and see if we can get it on Rumble, blah, blah, blah. And I saw this and I was like, hang on a minute. But obviously, you know, I've got, I think it's through the Independent. They got a nice write-up of what's been going on with the search for Madeleine McCann, which I find very interesting. I will tell you now, I don't think much is going to happen. I don't. Shame, but, you know, they're trying, bless them. But this was the main reason. As soon as I saw this, I mean, what do you think? You have to let me know in the comments. Comment below, comment in the live chat, wherever you want to comment, just comment. Is it happy days? I mean, what do all the Julia Wandelt cult fans do now? Their cult leaders admitted. I mean, it's like the Ahmadi religion of peace and light. The Mahdi. Absolute. Oh. Claiming to be what you're not. Why bother? Why bother? Life's so short. It's just, what's the point? But let's just hope Julia Wandelt gets the help she needs. She's no longer the Julia Wandelt cult leader of Julia Wandelt. All her fans, you know, I'll accept apologies for all the abuse I got. So feel free to find your comments where you're being nasty, and then either delete them or just post below it, my apologies, I was wrong, Wiz. That's what I say. So there you go. So if on Rumble or YouTube, jump in the comments, jump in the live chat, tell me what you think of this amazing news. I mean, if it was anyone else just typing it, you'd think, but Sergeant Sinclair has been quite a part of the Julie Wandelt story, being that he was her PR representative, and then Julie Wandelt claimed that he wasn't, sorry. That was funny. Even though on all her Instagram posts, she's like, contact PR representative, Sergeant Sinclair, or Effective Media, Ltd, I believe it said. So, what can you do? So that's absolutely nuts. So here we are. It's a Wednesday at time of filming, live. And Julia Wandelt has accepted that she is not Madeleine McCann. So there we go. I don't know what else we can really say about that. It's all done and dusted. It's in the bag, as they say. So, yeah, it's all good. It's all happy days. What else can you say? So, other than Julia admitting that, what do you think about the search? Will it come to anything? Who knows? Time will tell. But I do have a good report that I found. And basically, obviously, we scroll up on this rather than scrolling down because obviously it gets updated. It's quite a good sort of commentary, should we call it. This is on the Independent. So obviously, I would say it's a reputable source, if I could talk. But yeah, what is going on? What is going on? And this is literally like 7 o'clock this morning. What happened on day one of the search? Journalists were kept at a distance from the search activity taking place in Portugal as part of the investigation into the disappearance of Maddie McCann on Tuesday, which was yesterday. But some activity could be seen as German and Portuguese search teams examined an area a few miles from Praia de Luz that is largely fields and scrubland with a few buildings. Search teams used streamers, pickaxes, shovels and chainsaws to clear the undergrowth and debris surrounding an abandoned structure. Personnel were wearing safety gear such as gloves and hard hats as they worked in the dense vegetation. Firefighters and police also used a yellow hose to drain a well next to one abandoned building. So there we go. That's at 7 o'clock this morning, like a synopsis of day one, which I thought was sounds about right for a first day, doesn't it? Let's be honest, because 21 sites, was it? Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. 21 sites, I think it was, that they had planned. Whether they're going to do them all or not, I don't know. But 7:30 this morning, search to resume today. I think, are they not searching until Friday? Is that what they've been allowed? Was it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? I heard it's just like 3 or 4 days. It may say in this, but let me know if you have any idea. But the searches for Madeleine are to resume in Portugal on Wednesday, i.e. now, where she was last 2007. On Tuesday, yesterday, fresh searches for Madeleine began as teams drained a well and cleared areas of dense vegetation near abandoned buildings in countryside. German investigators and Portuguese police officers and firefighters took part in searches yesterday as teams used streamers, shovel, chainsaws, etc. About a dozen officers focused on one abandoned building where digging was taking place, while another member of the search team cleared large rocks. And also is reported in the Sun newspaper. Investigators are planning to use radar equipment that can scan beneath the ground. And I did hear about that. It's apparently it's quite strong, decent high-end radar equipment. About 15 foot deep it can go. that would actually be worth doing. Obviously, 15 feet. That's I think that'd be quite conclusive. Here we go. Police have removed potential new evidence from a search site. Police have potentially removed new evidence from the site of a renewed search for clues in the disappearance of Maddie. According to reports, a new search conducted by German federal police and assisted by Portuguese authorities began yesterday because of the disappearance more than 18 years ago. Investigators were seen removing mounds of earth from a search area not far from Praia de Luz, and they were taken away in plastic bags. And then here we are. Nothing significant was found on day one of the renewed search, which was a shame. Local media is obviously all reporting nothing significant was found, even though they drained the well, etc. But it does say here the extensive investigation is expected to run until Friday. So that'd be 4 days in total. But no leads were uncovered in the first day. So and then here we are at 9 o'clock. The reports. The police officers have returned to the scene for a new day. But obviously that repeats, what they've done on the Tuesday. This is the vast search area is also near where the prime suspect in the case, Chris Bruckner, lived at the time of the 3-year-old's disappearance. Bruckner, who has denied any involvement, is in prison in Germany and set to be released in September. So obviously they're going to try and keep him locked up, surely. Maybe that's what they're doing. They think they got something, but like a lot of reports that I've seen are saying that he's a scapegoat. Even a lot of YouTube videos with certain investigators and etc. But let me know what you think. And 9:30, it was updated to say they are still searching for evidence. They're covering a vast area. And they're going to use a ground-penetrating radar. But German police and their Portuguese counterparts instead use pickaxe, shovels, streamers, and other tools. That's basically reiterating what they said earlier, isn't it? So, I mean, it's all right doing updates, but they should actually do updates that are updates, not repeats of what was earlier. I did think that earlier when I was reading it, but But they're looking for concrete forensic evidence to link Christian Bruckner. But even to this day, I don't think he had anything to do with it. I think when people were saying about him being a scapegoat, they're probably right. So this is a shame. I mean, it's good to try and actually get a suspect, but no. That also sort of reiterates that they're going through the undergrowth and debris around the buildings and everything else. I'm still looking to find answers. And then here we go. It's near enough 10 o'clock. They actually sort of update regards the second day, which is today. And it says they've resumed the search for forensic evidence today in the countryside, which was close to Praia de Luz. Officers from Germany and Portugal have turned their attention to another abandoned farmhouse close to the edge of a cliff. So that'd be interesting. I mean, they must have something to warrant doing this. Surely it can't just be like, oh, Christian Bruckner's going to get released. Oh, let's start digging or whatever. Because like when they were saying about that USB lead, you're telling me it's taken 18 years to find it, as Christian Bruckner being a so-called prime suspect. And here we are 18 years later, and they just happened to find a USB lead and this, that, and I don't know, it just sounds strange. But this is, I assume, the derelict farmhouse in question. I think derelict's an understatement. The state of it, the shed of a house. And then they report the sound of chainsaws rings as search continues. They're searching a large area of scrubland off a scenic coastal path which stretches between Lagos and Atalaya. How do you pronounce that? Atalaya. And that was again near where Christian Bruckner used to live, which is it all seems to sort of keep reiterate about Christian Bruckner, but if he's been used as a scapegoat, then this search will not overturn anything. It's not going to find anything. This is such a strange case. It really is. But officers this morning were armed with shovels and were attempting to dig into the rock-hard ground inside one tumble-down stone building. And then these are obviously scenes of the buildings in question. And here we go. Renewed search comes after witnesses recalled. The renewed search in southeastern corner of Portugal comes as police hope to secure forensic evidence tying their suspect, Christian Bruckner, to the Maddie McCann disappearance. Bruckner denied all involvement, is due to be released, as we know, in September. And there were reports that investigators secretly recalled all key witnesses to the case to give further statements. So that's a bit strange. Why would they do that? They're trying to sort of lock in the Christian Bruckner narrative. Police have sent up drones as investigators search a large swath of countryside in their hunt for forensic evidence. And the searchers have used a digger. Key points. Police sent up a drone in day 2. Police search another abandoned farmhouse. And there we go. Live update 11:42. Continuing to scour scrubland and the abandoned buildings, which we just read. And they're still obviously, I mean, their updates always seem to be including Christian Bruckner. It's going to seriously backfire when they realise he's got nothing to do with it, if that's the case. But this report was just obviously reiterate everything that we just sort of read. But and now once again also reconfirming that Bruckner is formally identified as an official suspect. But who knows? And the last search for Madeleine was carried out in 2023 in May, and police searched an inland reservoir in Algarve. I remember that, I'm sure you do. But again, from that, nothing came from it. But let's see any more updates. Because we got up to... Oh, missed the thing then. We're up to 11. There's a digger on scene, shifting rubble from inside an abandoned structure. There we have photos of the scene. There's no easy task there, but surely that's where the radar comes in. They're not going to be just digging up randomly, surely. Here we are. Madeleine McCann's parents are not commenting while the current search is underway. Kate and Jerry McCann won't make public comments during the active police investigation, staff at the Find Madeleine campaign said. Last month, the family marked the 18th anniversary of Madeleine's disappearance, remembering the then 3-year-old as a very beautiful and unique person. The years appear to be passing even more quickly, and whilst we have no significant news to share, our determination to leave no stone unturned is unwavering. We will do our utmost to achieve this. That's what the McCann said in a statement. And they're currently, as of near enough 1 o'clock, they were inside an abandoned farm building. And here, journalists were able to enter one of the abandoned structures after police spent the morning clearing rubble and debris inside. The small stone farm building in the remote area of scrubland is strewn with graffiti, and there is evidence of old campfires outside. It appeared police had cleared the floor inside the outbuilding. It is not known if they will return to carry out further searches at the site. Reports have suggested ground radar will be brought in, but crews have so far been using shovels, chainsaws, and a digger to remove the rubble as they clear multiple sites across the vast stretch of scrubland. So maybe that's just in preparation, is it? Do you think that's probably in prep for the ground radar? Because you're not going to be walking over this, that, and everything else. So maybe they're going in, clearing it all to make the ground as flat as possible. And then they can do what they need to do for the actual radar. Because obviously, I should, walking over this, that, and everything else, it's just going to be a bit of a nightmare. So, to get some decent results, I assume you'll clear the area like they do on Time Team. If you ever watched that, where that it's all flat and they can do geophys and whatnot. It says key points. Please send up drones in day 2 of the new search. Digger shifts rubble. And as of 1 o'clock, which is half an hour ago, the point of doing this, they are continuing to scour the scrubland and the abandoned buildings. Again, they mentioned Christian Bratton alert on 18 years. They seem to like doing the updates is good, but an update that's the same as the update beforehand, it's not really going to sort of inform people, is it? It needs to be like new information. But down here, dozens of German police officers, including forensic experts and Portuguese authorities, deployed drones and a digger as they search a derelict farm building. The renewed search activity is due to last until Friday. Investigators are reportedly planning to use radar equipment that can scan beneath the ground. Yeah, that's what I said earlier. The 1530 can go, apparently. And again, they reiterate Bruckner, formally identified as an official suspect. They keep throwing that at us. It seems a bit strange. So let's refresh and see if anything news come in, but no, that is up to date. The last update was 12:56, which we've just read. Well, what do you think is going on in the world? I mean, do you think this search is actually going to, be of any benefit, be fruitful, or To me, it seems a bit like they're just going through the motions. Like Christian Bruckner, and like you say, if these reports that he's just a scapegoat, and they've got nothing else. So after all that money they spent, they need something. Maybe it's to follow that narrative. Then it's just going to be a complete and utter waste of time and effort. But I don't know. What do you think? You have to let me know. It just seems a bit strange. Seems a bit strange. I mean, it's taken this long to get here, and then Christian Bruckner, but they don't actually have any concrete evidence because they would have. Well, in that report we read, saying they're looking for concrete evidence, so they have literally nothing to tie Christian Bruckner to the actual crime, other than like he might have been nearby. I mean, it sounds a bit sketchy. I know, like Christian Bruckner is pure evil, for the crimes he's done and that. But you've got to have something, some sort of evidence to warrant action, and it seems that there isn't any. I mean, what was it? The USB found under a dead dog or something? They said. What, it took 18 years of investigation to find that. I mean, if Christian Bruckner was an official suspect in a serious capacity, they would have just gone through absolutely anything and everything to do with him there and then. How many years ago? Of course you would. You don't wait and then suddenly you go, oh, by the way, we've got a USB that might mean that Maddie's dead or whatever it is. It all seems a bit, I don't know, it doesn't make sense. None of it does, to be fair, but I don't know. Do you think Bruckner's a scapegoat? More than likely. There doesn't seem to be a great deal of anything with regards to Bruckner, so which is a bit strange that they're doing what they're doing. But yeah, that is the latest update, courtesy of the Independent on MSN. But what do you think? What are you thinking? So basically, they're searching buildings, a couple of buildings. They're removing all the debris. I think that they're getting that ready for radar, ground radar, penetrating radar. Personally, because it'd be a bit strange to go in there, do a bit of rubble clearance and call that a search. I mean, that's got to be the precursor to further action, surely. But if you think different, let me know. But yeah, it's a strange one. I don't know. You have to let me know. What do you think? What do you think? People are saying the search is good. Some people are saying the search is just a waste of time and effort. But it depends what the leads they've got to warrant doing it. But I can't see anything coming from it myself. Sadly, I wish I would, but I can't see it. It all seems a bit. I know, like Christian Bruckner will be released in September, so that maybe it's all about trying to keep him locked up. But if he's actually nothing to do with the case, then what is it they're doing? Why are they doing it? I mean, what there's certain witnesses, like we sort of touched on earlier. No, they're renewing witness statements, etc. I don't know. But they do all this. I mean, I've heard absolutely nothing about Kate and Jerry being questioned in any shape or form again. I mean, they were what were they called? Arguides or suspects. Yeah, you're redoing all this and everything else. Surely you'll be talking to Kate and Jerry again. It's been long enough to possibly go back, ask Kate and Jerry whatever questions, and you sort of compare it to the investigation 18 years ago. I mean, if I was involved in that, I'd be thinking, well, we need to talk to Kate and Jerry, surely. And they're saying they're going through other witness stuff and they're calling them back, recalling them. Then why not Kate and Jerry? Why not the Tappist Seven? Why not sort of really shake the tree, so to speak? I don't know. What do you think? Very strange. That seems to be the last update. Refreshing, but it's still the 12:56. So I think they do it like half an hour here and a half an hour there, regards the updates. But it just seems strange that what they're doing and how they're doing it. It doesn't seem. What have they got? What have they got? What's changed? It has anything to do with Christian Bruckner. It's not solid. I don't get it. But let me know what you think in the comments. Have your say in the comments. Let me know. I wonder if, well, it's just me, but they're doing this. They're doing the new search, and you've got Julie Wandelt being remanded in custody for claiming she's Madeleine. You've got Christian Bruckner possibly being out in September. It's all sort of in the news at once. There's all this going on. I don't know. You end up looking for things up there because you can't make head nor tail of it. I don't know. But we're all trying to find answers. But blimey heck, it'd be interesting to know what they've got to warrant searching where they are, or they've just looked at where Christian Bruckner may have been. They looked at like to where Maddie was being, and they're just saying, "Oh look, there's derelict places in between. Should we just go and search them?" Which seems a bit odd, but that's how it seems to me. Maybe totally wrong, but it seems really weird. And why now? I mean, why? They knew where he's probably living a long time ago, yet they decided to search now. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Anything else that we want to look up? Anything else you want to look up? Let me know. But it's been 18 years, and now they decide to search this land between Christian Bruckner and the McCann's apartment in Praia da Luz. I don't know. Something doesn't seem right. Something doesn't seem right. I don't get it. I'm struggling. You have to comment and tell me what you think, because maybe you'll put me back on the straight and narrow with your comments. Weird. But out of all and everything that's going on in the world, Christian Bruckner's been obviously locked up for what he's done, but there's absolutely nothing that they said about him in the press with regards to children lately, with regards to any evidence. I don't know. Something doesn't seem right. Something doesn't seem right. I don't understand why they are not questioning the McCanns again. I mean, it doesn't have to be like official questions, so to speak. They can go around the house. They got all their statements from 18 years ago. So maybe go ask them a few more questions. Compare with what was said 18 years ago. I mean, trying to remember what you said a day or two ago. If it's false and you're lying, trying to remember that to keep the narrative going. It's really hard. But 18 years, I mean, I think it's a time they should be questioning Kate and Jerry. Definitely. I don't know. Should they question Kate and Jerry? Let me know in the comments. I would. Well, I think you're going to have more luck and possibly make more progress interviewing Kate, Jerry, and the Tapper Seven, so to speak, and father than someone like Christian Bruckner. That's what I say. I don't know. I don't know. But at least they're out there doing something, I suppose. But is it going to bring anything? Like I said, I don't think it will. Day 2 of 4 days of searching. Let's see if there's any update going on in the world. No, still 12:56 was the last live update. But pay to remove ads? Don't think so, do you? But I don't know. There's something weird about Christian Bruckner. What do you think? Tell me in the comments. Who knows? Is there anything else worth looking up? I think the updates, I'll keep an eye on the live updates because we never know when that might happen. But I'm not too sure what the whole purpose of this search is. I'm a bit confused. I'm all confused. But there's I got this in a Facebook message from someone, so you can read it. There you go. This is from Julia. I have memories of a life before everything changed. I don't remember much warmth, safety, and love, but I remember how much I loved Kate, Emily, Sean, and Fiona. I recall specific details, such as calling my sister Emily Lily, a light wooden table with white baby chair next to it, and a favourite toy that always brought me comfort. Yeah, she's trying to claim, that's Julia trying to claim the cuddle cat. I remember spoon feeding my little brother. I remember being surrounded by family voices, but those memories are fragmenting, as if someone deliberately tried to erase them. I also recall being in a place that felt foreign, but was meant to be a vacation. There was a night when everything went dark, when my world was taken from me. I remember the room where I tried to fall asleep. I remember lying on the bed by the window, not the one against the wall. Well, that's funny because if you actually go to the PJ files, look at the crime scene photos, the one by the window is untouched, the bed, completely untouched. But if you look at the bed, like in the photo, literally to the left by the wall, that you can see has been slept in. So that's wrong for a start. I remember that Kate came to me that night and said, "My Madeleine, I love you and I'll find you." She stroked my head. I was also hurt in the same room. I remember several people were in the room at the time this was happening. I remember being injected with something that made me unable to move or scream. I remember being handed to someone through a window. Well, the window is irrelevant again because it was closed. The shutters were down, the curtains were down, and behind the bed, and the one on the right was behind a chair. So even when Kate McCann said she opened the door and the waft came through and the curtains went, that physically could not have happened. and the crime scene photos prove the window was closed and the curtains were behind the bed and a chair, thus could not waft in any shape or form. So the window is just ridiculous. That's not actually what happened in any shape or form. I remember that this man was holding me in his arms. I could not do anything. I remember that the moon was round at the time. I didn't know the moon was ever square, but, you know. I am Madeleine McCann, and I will not stop until my voice is heard. Sincerely, Julia Madeleine. Bearing in mind that she's admitted she is not Madeleine McCann now. She's come to terms with it, apparently. What sort of person writes something like that? This was labelled as Chapter 1, Before the Abduction. I mean, what's going through Julia's head? What is going through Julia's head? All of that is complete and utter fabrication. I mean, let me know what you think in the comments. That's crazy. What? I mean, it's very good imagination. But if she's now admitting she's not Madeleine, then she's basically admitting all this is just rubbish. She's just made it up, a fantasist. Being a cult where you're that deluded, you think what you're saying is true. But it's a bit weird saying, like, Kate's said, "My Madeleine, I love you and I'll find you." What does that mean? That's crazy. As if like the abduction was planned, like they gave her away or something, which the McCanns didn't do. But she said a few things there that are actually factually incorrect. If you look at the PJ files and the photos, lying on the bed by the window, not the one against the wall. Wrong. It's one against the wall. You see the sheets over, and then the other bed, actually by the window, looks untouched, and then you got the two baby cots. So that, I mean, she's not even looked at the PJ files to actually say, you know, she said I was laying on the bed by the wall, not the window, then you'd be like, oh yeah, that's the same as the thing. But I mean, the fact that she's making this up. But then to say, I remember being handed to someone through a window. Oh, I don't know what planet she's on, though. I don't know. But remember being handed to someone through a window. Like I say, the window is closed. You can see it in the PJ files. The blind is down and the curtains are trapped, so to speak, behind a bed and a chair. And that brings into question Kate's statement saying that, you know, there's a bit of a vacuum when she opened the door and all the curtains went, because there's no way that could have happened. Absolutely crazy. But it's quite unsettling to think like that's how her mind works. And that's what Julia come up with. It's scary to think someone can think like that. She needs help. And like I say, she's admitted, according to Sergeant Sinclair on Instagram, and she's come to terms with the fact that she is not Madeleine. So to have something like that, that's worrying. Very worrying. I mean, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. But all fabrication. It's been going on for long enough, I think. It's about time that everyone sort of stood up and said, hang on a minute. She is not Madeleine McCann. She's now admitted it. I mean, what else? What else can be done? What else can be said? It's not right. It's not been updated, so that's going to be the last update thus far. But I can't see the search bringing anything. I may be wrong, but I can't see it. I don't think they're going on the right information, looking in the right places. Seems a bit strange that they're like, I think I've seen a few mention wells, and even myself, I said that well that was near their apartment, and they're sort of searching wells, and they got the fire brigade there to drain them accordingly. I thought that would be quite interesting, but I don't know. I can't see anything coming from the 4-day search. But at least, they're doing something, I suppose. They're doing something. There's nothing in these updates that really sort of fill you with confidence about what they're doing. I don't get it. I don't know what else is going on. Should we have a look? Let's have a look, see what else is it's all going to be the same, isn't it? Madeleine McCann detectives begin digging with excavator on second day of new search for a missing girl in Portugal after investigating a rundown building. So, investigating scrubland, etc. This is about 1 o'clock that this was posted. But it said, the developed area of land is around 3.5 miles from Praia da Luz. King Joe not commenting, which we said. Like I say, it's strange. I would have been questioning them. Being there's a new search and everything going on, I would have been asking a few questions. But it's been reported that teams will look where trenches were dug near the resort at the time of Maddie's disappearance, at wells, ruins, and water tanks, and that there are plans to examine 21 pieces of land. So I was right when I said 21 places. That's a lot in 4 days. I mean, will they have time to search all them? I don't know. The search being carried out at the request of the German Federal Police as they look for evidence that could implicate so-called prime suspect Christian Bruckner, who is in prison for the rape of a 72-year-old woman in Praia da Luz in 2005. And that sort of sums it up, the next sentence, saying he is due to be released from jail in September if no further charges are brought. So that's what they want, isn't it? In October last year, Bruckner was cleared by German court of unrelated sexual offences alleged to have taken place in Portugal in 2000 and 2017. And the operation, as we said, is expected to last until Friday unless anything relevant emerges. The Metropolitan Police said they were aware of the operation, but that British officers will not be present. And it's the first search in more than 2 years. It's not clear if detectives are now acting on new tip-off about Madeleine's body could be. about where Madeleine's body could be. That's you'd think Kate and Jerry would have actually sort of stepped in and said, "Hang on, like we want the British police there so they can keep them updated, etc." And having a couple of Metropolitan Police officers there, that would have made sense to me, just to oversee the search and whatnot and be able to report back. But and there you can see on that picture there, the top picture just on the right, area search. And the Prayer de Luz is on the left. That's obviously where the apartment is. But I thought it would have been closer. Search focused on abandoned buildings, including disused farmhouses, hut, and well. So there you go. There's 5 different. Bruckner, Madeleine. Photos from the search. Well, and then it goes on to say about the reservoir, 30 miles from Praia de Luz. Says the first major search in Portugal, Maddie McCann, in 9 years, following an earlier June 2014 operation, because it was in 2023, that one that I just said, in the reservoir operation, when British police were given permission to carry out digs in Praia de Luz and involved sniffer dogs trained in detecting bodies and ground-penetrating radar. Those digs were linked to the leading UK police theory at the time. Madeleine died during a break-in and burglars hid her body nearby. They also failed to produce any evidence pointing to the missing youngster's whereabouts. Well, that seems a bit strange. If there's a break-in burglary, you wouldn't take the body, you would have left it. It was previously searched in 2008 when Portuguese lawyer Marcos Aragoa Correa paid for specialist divers to search it, after he claimed to have been tipped off by a criminal contact that Madeleine's body was there. Don't really say search what? The reservoir, that's what it was. It was Bruckner spent time in that area between 2000 and 2017, had photographs and videos of himself near the reservoir. I mean, just because of that doesn't sort of tie you to it. I mean, there's probably a fair load of people there, wasn't there, that used to be around doing what they do. It's like, oh, you got a photo of you there, you're a suspect. Seems a bit strange. But he doesn't exactly look like a good person, though, does he? He looks quite sinister. German investigators made the unusual move of naming the convicted PDF as a suspect. So, and he's no longer being held in solitary confinement. So, this is what I saw being over the top. Literally sort of what I was saying. The search for Maddie McCann is over the top, and German police have got nothing. It's the Portuguese police chief, Goncalo Amaral, if you remember, has branded the new McCann search over the top and wheeled out a sick theory about her disappearance. The ex-detective, who was sued over a 2008 book, which you can't buy in Britain, about that 18-year-old mystery, which he wrongly pointed the finger at the missing youngster's parents, also accused his former police force of connivance with shoddy German cops in a foul-mouthed blast 24 hours after the start of a fresh operation to find Maddie's body. Amaral, thrown off the Madeleine investigation in 2008 after publicly criticising British police involved in the case, revealed his theory to Portuguese daily Correio da Manhã. He claimed of the fresh searches that are taking place near suspect Christian Britain's old cottage close to the Algarve holiday resort, Praia da Luz, where Madeleine vanished on May the 3rd, 2007, as her parents, Kate and Jerry, ate tapas. This much wasn't needed. A plane with georadar would have been enough and reduced the search area. Amaral added the Germans should have had nothing to do with the investigation. This was a British police strategy with support from the Portuguese police. Well, Amaral repeated earlier claims. Convicted PDF Bruckner was a scapegoat. Oh, he's actually used my words. That's exactly what I said. He told Correio da Manhã, "There's nothing on him. I'm not trying to defend him. He's not a flower you'd want to smell. But I've never seen such shoddy work as the German police's. We've already searched the area that's being looked at now. There's nothing new. We're abdicating our technical competence. We're not being complacent anymore. We're conniving." Amaral added, "This show came in handy for the British to divert attention from the principal focus. Normal suspects in child disappearance are people with a duty of care towards them." Amaral went on to put another bizarre theory into the mix with an allegation he has made before and investigators have ruled out, focusing on a coffin incineration in the municipality of Ferro do Alentejo. I hope I said that right. A near 2-hour drive northeast of Praia da Luz. Not very good at Portuguese places pronunciations, am I? He spouted there are strong indication Madeleine's body was placed under another in a coffin in Praia da Luz that was incinerated. Amaral has continued to make hurt claims about Madeleine's parents since his 2008 book, in which he accused them of covering up her accidental death in their holiday apartment. The ex-cops' claims about them were dismissed years ago by Portuguese police and Scotland Yard detectives. Amaral described the last German police searches in Portugal 2 years ago at the Arade Dam, a 40-minute drive away from Praia da Luz, as another attempt to frame Bruckner after being given a previous platform to air his controversial opinions. He told Portuguese media outlet Sabado, "At the time, in a simple analysis, I see there is no investigation, and what is occurring is more a case of constructing a profile and a scapegoat." Well, What do you think of there? Well, these photos are all different. Same as what we just saw. They upload them all. You think they'd be different? No, just show the same photos. I was hoping there'd be a nice little collection there. We can see the scenes. It's like they're just uploading the same ones over and over again. Well, there we go. That's sort of the latest, shall we say? We'll where's that? Something about the tip-off. The tip-off that gives Maddie McCann police their last chance to keep Bruckner behind bars as German FBI bring in radar to scour trenches and fields looking for the missing Brit girl. Well, they actually haven't done anything to do with the radar as of yet that we've read or heard about. Absolutely nothing. So, land near the former home. The main suspect has been searched. Last night, roads were closed, tents set up. So this all seems to be the sort of around Christian Bruckner then. Not really anything new. They told cops about trenches that were dug in their house where Bruckner had lived on the edge of the village. All these places have been searched over and over again, but now they have a new weapon in their ground scanning radar. It means they don't need to dig for the sake of it, but as soon as they spot anything of interest, they are ready to excavate and check it. They are equipped with ground-penetrating radar technology that can scan up to 15 feet below the surface of the ground. There it was 15 foot. I thought I knew I read it somewhere. But, this is a bit of a better map with the immediate area around the club. Scrubland between Praia de Luz and the cottage Bruckner lived in. Lots of wells and ditches. An Atalaya, wooded area also to be searched. So yeah, that's the actual bit of a better photo of the area. Don't know if the Daily Mail said anything else. 21 privately owned pieces of land in which some cases are not fenced off. Wells, ruins and water storage tanks will be searched. Operation on property between Praia de Luz and a rented cottage on the outskirts of the resort town where Bruckner lived for several years before 2007 is expected to continue until Friday unless new evidence about Maddie's disappearance is unearthed. Yeah, basically what we said earlier. So there about the search warrant being issued. If there's anything new there that we haven't already sort of gone through or read. Despite the use of sniffer dogs trained in detecting bodies and ground-penetrating radar, it also failed to produce any evidence pointing to the youngster's whereabouts. That was a previous search in 2023. So they're more worried about Bruckner being released. Should have locked him up for longer in the first place then. That seems to be the latest of what's going on in the world of not seeing there's anything new. That's the actual reservoir search they done back in 2023 there. All the older reports. 2023 that was, all of them. Here we are in 2025, none the wiser. Yeah, it's there's not really much in the world of updates now, is there? It's a shame. Cops deploy radar scanner and GCB at derelict barn as major hunt intensifies. Oh, they might have had the scanner out now then. Yeah. So the basically said they literally have physical evidence that she is dead. So that basically discounts anyone. Eugenie Collins, Julia Wandelt. That basically ruins any claim of trying to be Madeleine McCann, surely. If they have that evidence that she's dead, it's been classed as a now or never search for the missing tots. It's here saying they actually deployed a radar scanner. We said about the digger earlier, but the scanner, like, sort of suggesting that maybe they were sort of clearing everywhere to start. But I think that picture there below is someone actually with the scanner, that the radar equipment being used. Here it is. Bit like the time team when they do the geophys, when they walk around with it. That's a 15-foot underground that goes. So that's a woman good scanner. Again, the sites, look. barn well and a different barn. So there we go. Just had someone comment saying that Julie Wandelt is Madeleine McCann. Don't know how they come to that conclusion. We'll have to let them know that. Let's tell them. There we go. I don't know why they keep claiming this. It's ridiculous. They are a little bit deluded. But Maddie is, Julia has actually admitted she's not. That's ridiculous. How stupid are these people? No, as we know now, that Julia is not Madeleine McCann. We have someone posting saying Julia Wandelt is Madeleine McCann. Annette 6874. What a donut. What an absolute donut. I don't know where these people get their information from. Well, the things we have to do. Still, you know, if that's what they believe, I mean, we can only all but help them. But it's absolutely crazy. I mean, even now, to actually think, let's share the screen. Can you see that? The top comment. Julia Wandelt is McCann. Obviously, I'll reply saying Julia has admitted she is not Maddie, but that won't be good enough. What is up with these people? I mean, they're on Planet Cuckoo. I don't get it. I do not get it. But still, whatever next. There we are, after her admitting that she is not Maddie. We have someone still claiming that she is. This is what we've got to put up with. It's what makes our life difficult, because we're trying to get all the truth out there, the facts. We share facts, and yet all we get hit with is claims that she is Madeleine McCann. Look, how does that even happen? But I don't know. I do not know. There's only don't know what else you can really sort of say to them. I mean, we know what we know. People are exposing them left, right, and centre. But they just don't want to listen. They do not want to listen. I'm trying to see if there are any more updates, but they're just basically reiterating what we've already been through. That where they're looking, why they're looking, etc., etc. But yeah, if you think Julia Wandelt is Madeleine McCann, I'll use my favourite word. You're an idiot. You're a plum. When did you admit to being? I thought she still claimed to be her. No. Let me. I'll bring it up again. What's his name? Sergeant Sinclair done a. Sergeant Sinclair did a DNA test, etc. But let me get rid of that one. I shall show you the post that went up. This was after the DNA test, etc. He the DNA results in a Instagram post and said, like, she's like basically Julia is Julia, and then he's posted this up saying that I know the news is shocking, but Julia is okay with the news. She accepts that she is not Madeleine McCann, but believes she is still a missing child who was trafficked by a gang of PDFs. But my investigation show that she has not been trafficked. Julia Wandelt's birth certificate shows she was born in Poland to Polish parents. It's up to Julia where she goes from here onwards. I think that she should concentrate on her trial and accept that she's Julia Wandelt, or Vandal, as it's pronounced. So she basically, according to the latest, according to Sergeant Sinclair, that obviously the results that he had, and he's obviously spoken to her about said results. Adam and Karen tried to threaten Sergeant to not release the DNA results because it ruins their narrative and their scam and the fraud. But obviously Sergeant released it anyway, and he's obviously spoke to her and said, like, these results, you are not Madeleine McCann. So apparently she's then turned around and said, okay, that's cool, but I am a trafficked child. And they're like, no, you're not. So stop. So she's claimed to be numerous missing people. Acacia Bishop, Inga Jerick. There was a different Polish girl, I believe. Olivia Shep, DNA saying about doing data to she's Olivia Shep. And now I've got Madeleine McCann, and she's none of them. So Julia Wandelt is Julia. Julia is Julia, and that's okay. But yeah, so Sergeant Sinclair's released the info, and it's completely and utterly ruined her narrative. And Sergeant does say to take on the case. Julia agreed that she would accept the DNA results. So basically, she has. Julia is not Maddie. My t-shirt design was correct. So there we have it. And I've just had someone comment on one of my videos saying, like, Julia Wandelt is Madeleine McCann. So we brought that up just to say, like, you're an idiot. Stop being a plum. Stop being a melonhead. Stop being a Moulin Rouge. But yeah, that's it in a nutshell. She's literally admitting that she's not Madeleine McCann. So there we go. Which I think is marvellous news. I'm sure the McCanns are going to be more than happy with that as well. I mean, that has to be it, surely. That has to be it. Does it not? Or do you think Julia might come back with someone else? But there it is for you to see. Sergeant Sinclair, obviously, he's done a lot for Julia. And, I've not seen anything that Sergeant said that's been disproven or wrong or false or lied about. Nothing. And someone I talked to, like the Real Julia Wandelt page, Danny, she's on YouTube, Through the Looking Glass, TTLG. She's spoken to him. She had a 40-minute conversation with him. Obviously, can't disclose what they discussed, but he's been honest from the get-go. So, you're probably right, Lynette. In her head, she's probably going to struggle. I mean, according to this, she accepts that she's not Madeleine McCann, but believes she is still a missing child who was trafficked. So she's grasping. Shall I start again? She's grasping at straws. She may well say that to Sergit, but you could be right. She then go back to her little prison cell in custody, and then she'll be telling her, "Yeah, I am," and then she'll still try and keep the narrative going, even though Sergeant Sinclair has said this, and she obviously said whatever she said to Sergeant Sinclair. But yeah, you could be right. Then she'll turn around because she apologized for claiming she was Maddie and she was wrong, and then she carried it on. So that there's no reason why this be said, proven, but then she still carry it on. And then you have a few, nutters jumping on the bandwagon and that, because they're saying like about Julia Wandelt getting assassinated, and the people on the Truth will set us free. I had them. They were on live, so I streamed them as well live, going on about how they're claiming that they're not in any way, shape, or form going to unalive themselves, and what they're doing is dangerous. And apparently Julia is scared for her life, and they're scared for their lives because of what they say about Julia. And you're like, it's just all rubbish. I mean, they actually think they're in the MI5 or MI6 or something, and they're doing some cloak and dagger stuff. And you're like, everyone's just looking at them like they're nuts. They're absolute nuts. I don't know what planet they're on, but there we go. I do like that. Julia Wandelt admits she is not Madeleine McCann, but she may well continue the narrative as part of her scam, her fraud. But even Sean Atwood has deleted, last time I looked, 12 out of the 30, so he's only got 18 left. He's deleted 12 of the videos with Julia. I've got a feeling they may be the ones that are incriminating, like the phone calls that Julia was making and everything. And the prison phone calls gone, which I reviewed, so luckily we still got it there, but it's gone from the Sean Atwood page. So I think they're ducking and diving and trying to sort of save face, maybe. I think he said the same to Thea when DNA result came back, that she could be another missing child. Yeah, and she was flawed. Thea Johansson dropped her there and then, saying like, you're not Madeleine McCann. That was it. She moved on. But Thea Johansson, I don't think she was good for Julia either, because she was in it for the fame and that. Have you seen her? Like, oh my word, it's like look at me moment. But yes, I mean, as soon as it's like doesn't fit her narrative, she's going to try and work out something else. Like, oh no, it's this. Oh no, on that. You're like, oh, give up, love, give up. But yeah, Thea Johnson actually told her to stop. But no, she carried it on. So maybe that's what you don't even hear from Thea Johansson. But Thea should come out and say, like, I've done the results. She's not Maddie. She should have just carried on saying that. But no, it didn't fit her narrative either. Trying to, a bit of 5 minutes of fame, should we say. So she just dropped Julia, realising it would not be good for her career to be backing someone who's lying. And yeah, well, Inga Jerick, the German girl, Acacia Bishop from USA, claimed to be them and she wasn't. Even the missing persons charity woman phoned her mother, Julia's mother, saying, like, can you get her help? She keeps claiming to be people she's not. So I think it's just going to carry on. There's just something in her head. But Julia needs help. Juliet needs help, I'd say, to be honest. But I don't know what she can say about this and the DNA results that Sergeant Sinclair's released. I mean, it's there for everyone to see. I mean, there's absolutely nothing Julia can say, or her fans, all these YouTube channels, like, oh, but she is. No, she's not. Like I say, I'm literally just not 5 minutes ago, comment Julie Wandelt is Madeleine McCann. No, she's not. And some of the things they were doing with the eye to manipulate it and change it, and just to try and fit the narrative. But and here it is. So I don't know what they can really say about it. I mean, just maybe sit down, shut up, and get a job. I don't know. What can they do about it? It's terrible. But there must come a time where even I know what you're saying, Lynette. Like, she won't accept the results as true. But there come a time she's going to have to. She's going to have to. I mean, wow. I don't know what else I can say. I mean, they're even like the search that's going on. They are looking for remains. German police believe Madeleine is deceased. So how can Julia be someone? Almost like you're saying you're Napoleon or Nelson or something. It's absolutely nuts. So I don't know. Hello, Desolate One. How are you? Hope you are well. Has she changed her plea? It's the all-crippling factor to her fate. I don't know what she's actually done with regards to case or anything. I do not know. But apparently, due to Sergeant Sinclair's DNA test and his post here, just a couple of lines down, she accepts that she's not Madeleine McCann. But obviously, to keep her narrative going, to try and get money out of people rather than work, she thinks she's a different trafficked missing child. So it's just they'll have to put a stop to it. Like, no one's going to listen to her, I hope. Or will all our fans go, oh yeah, no, she's not Madeleine, but it's an insult to Madeleine McCann, all this. It really is. That's why it bugs me. I've got about 36, 37 videos, all debunking, which were right, I might add. But yeah, I've got so much abuse and this and that, and oh well. At least I get to know that I was right. So the German authorities are on a wild goose chase. Yeah. As I was saying earlier, I don't think it will bear much results. But there's this video the German beast made, show the unspeakable involving Maddie. I don't know if it actually shows Maddie or whatever. I'm not too sure. Because, if it actually involved Maddie, the man would be arrested there and then, surely. So I don't think it could actually be of Maddie. But there may well be a video. But again, he's not been arrested, or they're not doing anything with him. They're just worried that he's going to be let out of prison in September. So they can't have anything new on him. But as far as this search goes, yeah, I was saying earlier, it's based. I can't see it getting anything, any results, nothing. I can't see it. And it seems a bit strange, to be honest. But Bruckner, I read earlier, Amaral says he's probably a scapegoat. And I was like, that's what I've been saying. But if there was actually something full on, like you got a USB lead and it's got Maddie on it, that Bruckner would have been ripped out of that prison, straight in for questioning, this, that, everything else. We would have heard all over the news saying, like, USB has video of Maddie and Bruckner. Do you know what I mean? So I'm a bit I'm a bit like, oh, I don't get why that is. Have you seen Pat Brown's videos on Julia? I think, oh no, I haven't, Lynette, no. Pat Brown, what's he debunking as well? Or she, maybe, Pat. Why this path though? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe like, because what we were reading earlier is, but like, they don't want Bruckner out, so they're trying to get something on him, which means they haven't got anything on him. But it's crazy. I mean, he deserves everything he gets. I mean, the man is pure evil, isn't he? Without a doubt. But yeah, proper justice even for monsters. Yeah, and they got nothing on. Like I say, if there's something on that USB lead, they would have had him. It would have been all over the news, literally. Profiling with Pat Brown. Oh no, I haven't. I mean, I do my like reviews type. Well, reviews, I suppose they're separate, but I'm self-taught, obviously, which I tell people I'm not professional. I do all the body language. I like watching faces and body language and all that. Self-taught. So I'm not claiming like to be this, that, and everything else, but I watch a few about who are professional as well and learn. But yeah, I love all that with people and that. But profiling, that's she's a professional. Yeah, a bit like Criminal Minds. I love that. So yeah, I'll have to check her out. And Pat Brown. But yeah, I do like a bit of criminal profiling. But I bet you had a field day with Julia. Blimey. Was there to make a million euro of weed selling? That's it. Not been caught out yet in that lie. I believe him. Sinister drug dealer. That wouldn't surprise me. Yeah. That would not surprise me at all. Let me just doing the searching profiling with Pat Brown. Oh yes. Oh, she's got 73,000 subscribers. Blimey heck. She's doing all right. There's a video. So I've got my earpiece. Let's see what she says. So just changing the screen.
And here we go again.
Here we go. This is going to get me on something. More weed on sale than I understand. Tesco Express. Yeah, it's everywhere, isn't it? Sangria and a spliff. Yeah, he was well connected in that world. Why dismiss that element? Don't fit the narrative. That's why. No, he's not small fry. I mean, he's done a lot. Not to prove this. Yeah, I mean, there's evil, and like you just look at him. He looks blooming evil, doesn't he? But this is Pat Brown that Lynette just mentioned.
Oh, yes, another search for the body of Madeleine McCann. This time, the Germans are back in Portugal. And why are they doing this? It's because their suspect that they claim is the...
Make sure, let me know you can hear it. We'll see what this lady says and see if we're on the same page, Julia and Wandelites. Diddly with the weenie spells. Wise one. Spells, I tell you. Yeah, we do. We need something to stop them, don't we? But let's... Pat Brown, who's a profiler.
One who abducted and murdered Madeleine McCann, Christian Bruckner, is going to be getting out of prison in September. And they want to keep him there. And they want to find some evidence to prove he had some involvement in what happened to Madeleine. However, they've come up with, in my opinion, absolutely nothing. And they keep backtracking on what evidence they claim they have. So what evidence do they really need at this point? Well, they need to find the body of Madeleine McCann. And this is what's really important, and be able to actually link it to him, because finding her body does not mean he did it. Okay.
But that's the thing. That's why they're scraping the barrel literally right now, that they cannot under any circumstances link Bruckner to Madeleine.
It all depends how you find the body, where you find the body, and what is with the body that would link to him. So I'm going to discuss that, and I'm also going to discuss how you search for bodies, how you have theories about where to search for bodies, and what is realistic and what is real life, as opposed to, some Hollywood version of how bodies are found. Because in reality, bodies are very, very difficult to find, and almost all search teams fail. For the most part, I don't even want to go the percentage, but I'll go up maybe 95% of bodies are found by hikers, dog walkers, joggers. There was a guy searching for a turtle that found the body of Chandra Levy in Rock Creek Park. A turtle searcher. Usually bodies are found by people who just trip over them.
By accident then. But
searches for bodies don't usually go very well, because to find that one little spot that the body is in is very, very difficult. So that's why so many missing people stay missing for years until somebody trips over them, what's left of them. All right, so first I want to read you a small bit here about where they're searching. Search teams are scouring more than 20 plots of land east of Praia de Luz, between the Ocean Club Holiday Resort, where she was last seen, and the cottage where German authorities' prime suspect, Christian Bruckner, lived. Okay, now this is just a cute little map. You can see Praia de Luz is in the left corner, and over to the right, you'll see the 26 miles, the arrow going over to where Christian Bruckner lived. Now, this is from True Crime Rocket Science, who does pretty good work on the Madeleine McCann case.
Yeah, I'll watch
and I want to recommend, and I will link below his channel and the latest video, because he thinks this is a fool's errand. There's nothing going to come of this.
Well, there you go. See exactly what I was saying. Nothing will come of this. And then True Crime Rocket Science and this lady Pat Brown agree. There you go. I'll have that. Putting that in the wizard's hat.
And I agree with him because, first of all, I don't think Christian Bruckner had a thing to do with what happened to Madeleine, and neither does.
There you go. Thank you, Pat. I love Pat Brown. It's my new favorite channel. She literally just says believes that Christian Bruckner had nothing to do with it. I've been saying that. What hostile movie is CB? You can imagine. Yeah, I know. Terrible, isn't it? So there you go. She actually said it. That's made my day. That's made my day. We go back. We can say that again. Thanks, Pat.
Because first of all, I don't think Christian Bruckner had a thing to do with what happened to Madeleine, and neither does True Crime Rocket Science. But also where they are searching. He thinks that they shouldn't be searching to the east. He says that's where it's a high density of population. He believes they should be going to the west. I agree with that. To the west has a lot more isolated places, although surprisingly not that many. And when I was in Praia da Luz, I did take that trip to the west and searching for a location where it was possible that Madeleine McCann might have been buried. And behind me is a place called Monte de Jose Mestre, which is within 7 minutes of Praia da Luz to the west, and that's where Jerry's phone pinged near. And I did go there and look around and had some thoughts about it, but I'm going to introduce you to another channel. And this channel.
Excuse me, sir. Can I have a moment of your time, please?
This channel, we get
okay, wonderful. Have you had a car
hey!
Is operating Grange Way, and the gentleman did a search for Madeleine. He's got 6 videos, and I'm going to link you there because this here he is. And he went there to search exactly in the location where I thought her body might be. Although I did say those words "fool's errand" to him as well, because who knows? I mean, a theory is a theory, and I'll get into that. But he did a lot of work, like a week up there looking, and came to some conclusions. And I'll tell you what his conclusions are.
Well,
but I'll get to that in just a minute. So anyway, so there they are in Praia da Luz searching these areas. Now, the problem with searching these areas, as far as linking it to Christian Bruckner. Now, do I have a problem with them searching more areas to find Madeleine? No, I don't care if you dig up all of Portugal or all of Germany. I don't care. I mean, the problem is everything is always a theory. And finding a little body in a huge, vast amount of land it's such a difficult thing that if you're willing to do it, bully for you, go ahead, give it a shot, you know. And so if they want to dig up the land east of Praia da Luz toward his house, 20 different places, they're talking about areas where he could have accessed other people's property that he could have simply walked onto and buried her body. And sometimes people will do that, by the way, especially child sex predators, if they're, well, it doesn't even have to be a child sex predator. It could be anybody. It could be a serial killer. It could be somebody who's just killed a girlfriend. And they're like, what do I do with the body? And they don't want the body on their land. So they go down the road and put it on one of their neighbor's lands. You know, let him get in trouble, that kind of thing. And usually they pick a spot where even that landowner is unlikely to go looking. So if it's a big farm area, they're not going to go near the farmhouse, obviously. They're going to go out in some far removed field that is not one that's being plowed, you know, and put the body there and hope that nobody ever finds it. Or if they do, by the time they find it, there's no evidence that's going to help link to anybody. So he could well have said, well, I'm not going to bury her at my house, but hey, along the way here, maybe he pulled, you know, maybe he's in a van, he grabs her, gets her in a van, pulls over to the side of the road, because most child sex predators do kill their victims within a couple hours at this age, because when you have an older teenager, you can have more fun with them for a longer time, and they will obey you and be more enjoyable to be around, shall we say. But a 3-year-old, even the parents get annoyed with 3-year-olds, you know, because they cry, they whine, they have problems with the bathroom, and so they can be very unpleasant little creatures. And a psychopath doesn't really want to be annoyed that much, so they usually, sadly, commit their crimes very quickly and then eliminate the victim and dump them someplace. One of the reasons it didn't look like a child predator, along with the fact there was no evidence of an abduction, was that she wasn't just tossed out on the side of a road someplace where somebody did that and then just dumped her, which is much more usual. Unless you have a home to take that child back to, and then you kill them at your home, and then you decide what to do with their body. Now, some people will bury the body, you know, on their property and then put a nice patio over them, something like that. And if nobody suspects them, the police aren't showing up with a search warrant, they're not going to dig up your patio. So it can work. There have been children and adults secreted in people's basements and cement and in attics and all kinds of interesting places. So Christian Bruckner could have theoretically taken the body back to his house, done something to that body at his house, or on his property. Now, if they find her body on his property, that would be a reasonable link to him. You still have to prove nobody else put the body on his property, but considering his background, it's, he's going to be looked at as the person who most likely did it. But let's say there's no body on his property, and now you're talking about a body along the way. Okay, so the body is found, let's say, 10 miles from Praia de Luz, going east on somebody's property. Does that mean he's guilty? But how does that mean it's him? unless you can find his DNA on her, he dropped his driver's license on her, something which says Christian Bruckner had Madeleine in his hands at the moment she died. Unless you can prove that. Even if they find her body somewhere along the way, that doesn't prove he is involved. It could well be, there could be more than one child abductor, for example, in the area. Sometimes they crisscross. So you can't convict somebody because they are a child sex predator and they were in the area of. That's not enough for a conviction.
So that's exactly what we were saying earlier. Exactly. Saying like, because he was there. Well, that's what I said, I should say. It seems a bit strange just because he was in the area. But at least Pat Brown's there on it. I do like her. So
I don't think anything's going to come of this search. I think it's likely just they're just going to dig up a whole bunch of crap using they're using some ground stuff. What are they using? They're using some
radar.
Radar equipment. And they're also going to look at some water storage tanks and
strange.
Okay. They're going to keep going at least till June 6th, which is just a few more days. So they give themselves like a week. And
there you go. So till Friday, like I said.
I doubt anything will come of it. All right. Now, then we get to where could she be? And what if Jerry McCann was involved in disposing of or burying Madeleine McCann's body? I say if because I have a theory, and I will link below my book, Profile the Disappearance of Madeleine McCann. I have a theory that what the evidence supports in my viewpoint. That doesn't mean the McCanns are guilty of anything outside of child neglect, which is proven. But at this point in time, there is no proof that they did anything to their child.
So we've been saying like the neglect since day one, haven't we? I mean, it's, like you said, it's proven. Yeah, it's just obvious, isn't it? But this lady has a book. I'll be looking that up.
Or buried their child someplace and covered up. There's no absolute proof, which is why they have never been arrested and convicted.
Yeah.
So just because you have a theory and the theory is highly supported by evidence, it's not the same thing as proof in a court of law.
Yeah, so, that's very true.
Let's say Jerry, was actually the man in the Smith sighting, which I believe is highly likely. And he was rushing to take her body someplace because he was in a desperate situation. Went down toward the beach with some overturned boats, put her body there, and then came back later and said that's not good enough and moved her to, there's these on the Roja Negra, there's these gullies, and I'm going to link two of my blog posts below, and they'll talk about both the gullies and the Roja Negra where I think her body could have been placed, and you just have to cover her up. The stuff is loose, and you can cover her body up and leave her there for a period of time. And then when the thought is that she was moved later on, where the dogs hit on the hire car, one of my theories was then he went west at a certain point after they got the car, went west and found a place like this. Monte de Jose Mestre, which is just a massive isolated area with trees and scrub, and it's huge. It's
thing is though, like when they got the hire car, the police were all over them from then on, all that period. So would they have been able to actually do something? Because I mean, no matter where they went, there's stuff going on. So to have used that car, then moved her body, I mean, it's possible, obviously, but surely they were being watched.
Absolutely monstrously huge. But you can pull right off the main road and go in there. And when I was up there, I never saw anybody else. I was able to do some digging there and thought it was possible to dig and bury. And so that will be also linked in below. But does that mean her body is here? No, it doesn't. It means that of the many theories one can have in a case, and different people have different theories, and none of those theories are necessarily wrong. They're just theories where you can discuss which one is more likely, which one is less likely, and where you should put the efforts for searching, as opposed to, like he said today, well, I think he took her body to China. I would say that would be like really low on the list of theories that I want to spend time on. But so, somewhere, anywhere in the vicinity of Praia da Luz would be worth checking into. And so I had a theory. The theory is not necessarily the only theory, or that I'm correct that her body is here, because I have no idea. What I do know is that after the hire car, they got the hire car, his phone pinged near the entrance to this location, and was a good location to be able to pull into and put a body. Now, I'm going to go to this wonderful gentleman. I really like this guy, by the way.
She talks a lot of sense, old Pat Brown. You have to look it up. Profiling with Pat Brown. I like her. She looks like a very knowledgeable person. I like the way she talks, the way she presents herself, and that. See, the professionals are always the best.
And I think, let me show you the name of the channel again. It's Operation Grange Way. So here he is, and he is literally at the location. He went there to search the location I thought was possible she could be at. And by the way, in the sex videos, he's really nice to me. I mean, he's very, very kind. He mentions Peter Hyatt. He mentions Gonzalo Amaral and has high respect for them, which I was very pleased to see. And he's very kind about my theories, and he links my book. So that's really, really nice of him. And the funny thing was that after he went there, and he really was hoping he could find her. And by the way, I just want to say all 6 videos, he says they're boring. They're not. They're just so interesting. He takes you all the way through the different areas where everything happens. And it's just, and he does, he tells you about the case in a way that is so clear and understandable. This commentary is just great. I really love it. I don't know what he's thinking. It says I'm not a YouTuber, but he should be. He's that good about explaining things. And then he goes to the location, and he takes a shovel, and he's got he's got a metal detector and everything. And
lenders may have illegally pocketed billions in hidden
getting
commissions.
all interesting, get all super
millions
engrossed.
Of drivers are.
Oh my God, does he put a massive amount of effort into it? Now, when he first gets there, he finds this location. He digs with his shovel, and he finds he can make a hole there. And he's like, oh, okay, this is going good. You can make a hole up here and maybe put a body in. And then he spends a whole bunch of days, because the place is massive. And of course, when you get there, you realize, oh my God, how can I possibly find a body in the acreage here? It's insane. But he tries to see how far his car can go, and what would be most likely as to where you would pull the car over, or people would come by. It's a fairly isolated place, but there are some people that come up there. And then there's these other couple little side road trails, what do you want to call them? And he liked this one particularly, but he does a very good profiling job. because as he's doing all this, he's discussing what he thinks makes most sense. If Jerry came up there, would he be able to, first of all, find a place where he could dig a grave, even a shallow one, with the kind of ground that is up here? And he hits his shovel a lot of times and it's like marble, man. He says he could only get down like 2 or 3 inches in an awful lot of this place. And he kept thinking, it's like rock up here. It's like total rock. Now, I have been told that before. I was able to do some digging, but it's been years, and who knows, maybe I exaggerated my ability to dig deep. I started digging, so, oh yeah, you can dig here. Maybe I didn't dig deep enough to and realize it wasn't too good. So he worked so hard digging the crap out of this place and going all kinds of different areas which he thought made sense. If I were Jerry, and he's putting himself in a place of a person who has now arrived in a situation where he's trying to find a place to bury his daughter. He agrees with me. He doesn't think he threw Madeleine down a well or something like that, because that is something you do when you don't like somebody. He said the cartels in Mexico do that. There's a people, a serial killer would do that, but this is your daughter. And for most of us who believe that evidence supports no abduction, we also don't believe she was murdered. We believe there was an accidental destroyed the McCann's life, and that led to a cover-up and a desperation to got to do what you got to do. But that he would throw her down a well is
family emergency.
Just probably not, because that is something a lot of people can't handle. Some people don't even want to flush a fish down a toilet. I won't even do that. That just somehow something about that is just not right. So the tendency is to go outside and try to bury whatever it is, unless, just because it seems nicer and more respectful. So the concept is that he would find some place he could at least put his daughter that he could think of as being her final resting place. And so he worked. He was going through different areas there and just trying to find places where he thought you could dig a grave. And he said he wasn't having a good luck with it. And he was disappointed because he loves my theory, but then he's concerned that the theory isn't going to pan out at this location, which is a great location because it makes sense, but you have to be able to accomplish it. And he felt it was hard to accomplish. Now, one of the things I don't really understand, I'd have to get somebody who is, and if you're in this business, do put your comment below. As far as there's lots of trees up here, trees and plants every place, but the soil seems extremely hard and hard to dig down into. So I'm trying to understand, is there a time when you can dig down? In other words, after a rain, does everything soften? So if Jerry came up there soon after a rain, would there be a difference? Or would there be a difference if you dug near a tree as opposed to digging further from a tree? I really don't know. So
I doubt you'd want to dig too near a tree. The blooming roots here, there, and everywhere. I don't know.
So I don't know if it's possible to actually dig there or not. And so Mr. Operation Grangeway is fairly disappointed. He says he's having trouble seeing it as possible. And he felt bad because he was like, I really like your theory, but I'm going to feel bad about it. And I'm like, hey, the whole point about a theory is that it can be tested. Yep. And you did your best to test it, and I appreciate that. It's very possible her body's not there. It was a good theory, but it doesn't necessarily mean it pans out. Now, there's other parts of my book which I think are the evidence supports my theories quite well. But the body issue has always been a problem, trying to figure out where she could be. Now, let me tell you some other possibility there. Now, one of the things he says is that he thinks it's because Jerry doesn't know the area, which is true, that if he came up there.
Yeah, so rain, not, it'd have to be a little bit after the rain so to get it all soaked through and it softens the ground. Wouldn't it? But then, if Jerry was on his own site, it would be quite a shallow grave, would it not?
How would he get lucky enough to find a spot that would be diggable in a short period of time, and with maybe people coming up.
So that's why I initially, like in my head, I was always thinking like a well. So just drop something down a well. Saves all the hassle.
There, and maybe somebody would pass him or see him, his car or something. I will say this. The thing
is, the press and everything that was all around Jerry and Kate, like May the 4th onwards, was probably like just constant. Like, at what point, like when he got the car, would he have the break to think, oh, there, right, we'll go there, do this, move the body? Would that have been possible though? Possibly, I suppose. Anything's possible, but the press and paparazzi, they're just all over him. He wouldn't have had time to breathe without being seen. Possibly.
Things I've learned about in profiling and in crimes is that sometimes people get really ridiculously lucky. They do. You think, oh, come on now. Could they get that lucky? And the answer is yes. It doesn't happen every time, but sometimes it does. So is it possible he drove up there and pulled off onto some little spot, went there and found a place he could bury Madeleine?
If you've been wearing glasses more than 5 years, stop scrolling. We're looking for people in the UK.
Got lucky. It is possible. The other possibility, which I want to point out, is that although, let's say that was truly very, very hard, the ground, so you really couldn't make a good shallow grave or, of any sort. But like the gullies on the Roca Negra, if there's a gully, sometimes what will happen is if you do have some kind of depression in the ground that's low enough, that is your quick grave. You can put the body in there and then scrape as much crap as you can over the body and pack it down. You can do that. And sometimes that'll work. So I don't know, in this area is so large, whether he could have pulled off an area where there happened to be enough of depression in the ground to be essentially a pre-done grave.
This little one. I mean, when would they have the time to do all that and dump her at sea? Like I say, it's the same as when they got the car. Like, the press would be all over them. When would they be able to sort of get a boat out to sea without being seen? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just that thing, like, after the fact, May the 3rd, 2007, after that, press were all over him, literally. So when would they have time, like, even like a couple of weeks later in a hire car, to do anything, because the press would be there? They, done whatever and then put her at sea. How would they have managed to do that? Now, like, the press would be there going, oh, Kate and Jerry go out on a boat trip. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know when they would have time.
Another possibility is, which we often don't think is possible, but is also possible, is that the body is not actually put in a shallow grave, that the body is put somewhere and covered up with a whole bunch of brush and whatever. And you would think, well, somebody would have run into that. But many a body has been found not buried someplace where brush or something was over them, rocks.
And then you're talking about a non like high traffic area, should we call it? Those sort of places, isn't it? Like, no one ever goes there, like one person in a year or something like that. Those sort of areas, but that's all. I'm not saying you could be right though, mate. You could be right. I mean, but I'm just trying to think when they would have time. Myself, thinking it through, because you did have me thinking, like, oh yeah, and I was like, actually, they're press all over them. So but you may be right. Maybe right. They might have sneaked off. 2:00 in the morning. Who knows?
Stones, tree limbs, whatever. And as the body dries out in the sun and decompose, whatever, and it's very hot, it might be, drying out, or if it's decomposed. It depends on the temperatures and the kind of climate you have there. The body eventually just starts disappearing. Sometimes animals will get in and rip it in little pieces, but it gets to the point where it's not really that seeable if you're walking by. And one day, again, somebody will come by with their dog, and the dog will go over there and be nosing around and pull out a skull. And oh my God, that skull's been lying there for a dozen years. That does happen. So I will say 100% respect that he could not find a way to really dig a grave very well there. He may be, that just may be true, that her body may not be there because it just was impossible to work with. And
Buongiorno, Random Rachel, how are you? Oh yeah, well, has she admitted it like today or this one before? Just sort of, it was, what's his name? Sergeant Sinclair put a post up. Let me quickly show you, my dear. Quick swap here and a quick swap there. There we go. That's what you put up. If you look, take a couple of lines down. I know that news is shocking, but she accepts that she's not Maddie McCann, but believes she is still a missing child who has been trafficked, apparently. So she's absolutely scraping at the barrel. But Sergeant Sinclair posted this up. It says on it like 3D, so 3 days. I was like, how have I not seen this? It popped up this morning when I was having my brew. I was not supposed to be live. I was having a day off, getting ready for the old DNA special tomorrow. And out of nowhere, this popped. I was having my brew, and he spat me brew out. I was like, Sergeant Sinclair, what have you been doing, geese? And there it was on a Facebook post on the Julia Wandelt Faustina is not Madeleine Facebook page. I was like, holy moly! So yeah, I could not believe it. Yeah, I was saying just that. Yeah, I mean, when would they have time to do anything? Yeah, I know, it's a strange one. I mean, blimey, it's going to have everyone thinking for years, like Jack the Ripper, isn't it? No problem, Rachel. Yeah, that's how the grift continues. That video that we got going at the moment, that is a profile called Pat Brown. I literally just found her because someone earlier on the popped in the chat, Lynette Evans. She popped in the chat. And she said, "Oh, the professional profiler is doing stuff on it." I was like, "Is it? Let's have a quick look." And then I've just ended up like watching the video, but I'm not sure it'll work as well. People lose interest unless she becomes John Banana. Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, that's the next one. She's done. Was it Inga Jarek, Keisha Bishop? Polish girl, possible Olivia Shep with a DNA. Yeah, no, I'm John Bonet. John Bonet, yeah. You're probably right. Oh my word, that would be shocking. That would be shocking. But yeah, I wouldn't put it past her. I would not put it past her at all in any shape or form. Oh yes, I like Pat sometimes. No nonsense. I bet them just. Oh, have you oh. So, Random Rachel, you're telling me you knew about Pat, the professional profiler, and you didn't tell the whiz? Is that what you're saying? But oh yeah, Deception Detective. I've watched some of it with him as well. It's all right, isn't it? Yeah. I'm always darting around trying to find new people and that. Like sometimes, like this Pat Brown. Like I'd click. I seem to be able to. I don't know. I learn more and take it in more when I sit and watch a woman. I don't know why. Not always, but 9 out of 10 times I do. Strange that. But should everyone be watching the same folks as me? I think. Yeah. You kept it a secret, geese. I didn't know about Pat Brown, geese. Professional profiler, geese. But yeah, Yeah, it's mentioned daily. I thought, oh, actually, you know, while we're live, I'm in no rush. Let me have a quick look. I'm about an hour and 45 minutes into this stream onwards is the Pat Brown video, I think. I'll put that in the old description when I get there and tag her and that. I wonder if someone like that would be up for an interview. That would be interesting. Oh, click the wrong one then. What's later on Julia herself? Sean and Defra Ron not covering it. No, Sean and Ron, from what I can see, 12 out of the 30 videos been deleted. And I'm assuming they're all the ones that incriminate Julia. If I'm honest. They buried content on Maddie, but not Julia. What, I buried Maddie, you think, somewhere? Somewhere. So, oh, is he? They'll probably try and find something there that's not there as well. Do you know what I mean? Blooming will and all. That too. But, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Bloody Sean and, yeah, they dive into something else and it'll probably be completely debunked again. Hence why no one else does it, and hence he gets the clicks and the views, so... No, buried you down many other videos, so it's not literally. Oh. Anyway, see, yeah, because I looked at them, I went to Sean's playlist and I was like 30 videos, and then it says 12 unavailable, and it said 11 previously. So I think they're deleting incriminating evidence, and maybe Julia put in a guilty plea and then say, look, I'm Sergeant Sinclair and whatever, I'm not Maddie, blah blah blah, and try and get herself out and go home and disappear, and then we don't have to deal with her ever again. Maybe, I don't know. But this Pat Brown, she's got good brains on this. And the other one, what's it, Operation Grange Way? I'm gonna check him out as well, his videos and that. Got to check these people out, but yeah, I'm liking Pat Brown so far, the profiler. I might have to watch more of her video. I like her. Legal reason, I think, probably being requested for trial. Yeah, yeah. I suppose would her solicitors get hold of her and say, get hold of Sean and say, like, oh, by the way, see that? I know you're doing your bit for Julia, but could you delete that because it's incriminating? That's probably, you're probably right there, Rachel. Yeah, actual, you know, a legal person. Because someone must have said something. He wouldn't delete him on his own. No way. Because, you know, money. He's all about the money. He'd sell his own mum. Like before, Sean, someone that if you know, give him something, you count your fingers on the way back. Turn up in whites, but OG would have it all. Take it down. Doesn't save you in court. Yeah. I reckon someone like Sean Atwood, like what he does and how he done it like that, showed like he should have deleted every single video. Every single video. Now here's some hardcore fan worship if of the Wandelites. Yeah, that's I like that. The Wandelites. But yeah, the cult is over. But like I said, like literally while I was sat here doing a live, it popped up. Someone commented on one of my videos saying that Julia Wandelt is Madeleine McCann. Oh, so I just replied and said, no, she's not. They will not accept it. And even Julia Wandelt is apparently accepting it. But her fans ain't. Yes, I think they're just quietly disassociating themselves and hope it's forgotten when it's all out. Yes, yes. Because because this is my claim to fame, is when you put in Julia Wandelt prison phone call, I came out top. I was like, "Hey, look at me." All for clicks, look. Well, I was reviewing it, but I only reviewed half. I think the real Julia Wandelt Facebook page, Danny, is going to post it because she kept it or something. So that'd be good. But yeah, I was surprised. I was like, blimey, I thought that would have been one that's definitely up there. But, you know, I reckon, yeah, legal people have turned around and said, hang on a minute, get rid of that. Told, was it no spell for the the Wonderlights? Oh, the Wonderlights. Yeah, the Wonderlights. Oh, Julia, and the Wonderlights. I don't know what I'm doing there. My bad. Trying to watch Professional Profiler. be up for an interview. That'd be a good one. What she thinks about all this. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Pat Brown profiler with the whiz. I should be like, no, you're called a wizard, mate. You're a bit immature. I'm 376 years old, geez. Oh, I might have to, what's it called? I'm subscribing. Look, I'm subscribing. She's got 73,000 subscribers. Like the video. There you go. There's my support for Pat Brown, professional profiler. This channel, by the way, is called Profiling with Pat Brown. Once this is all said and done, I will jump in and put a link to it and everything, because I'll do my bit so we can get her any more subscribers. They go into another conspiracy. There's always a Hampstead hoax to resurrect for them. Yeah. There's always something. Yeah, they're going to, wouldn't they? Gets them the clicks. Gets them the super chats. Do you know what I mean? That's it. It's going to keep them engaged. And it's a shame, really. I mean, I'll just say it the way it is. I've had so much nastiness for saying, like, Julia's a Fruit Loop and calling people idiots. Oh, if we're going to be an idiot, I'm going to call you an idiot. I mean, blimey heck. I'm not in it for all that. Like I said, I'm not actually in this for the money. I can say what I like and do what I like. I'm a nice geezer. I'm just honest. I want the truth. I want facts. And if people are being stupid, I'm going to call it out. Like I say, Sean Atwood, what an absolute prat that man is. Going down the Julie Wandelt route. I mean, it's crazy to believe such a thing just for clicks and money. I don't get it. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it just popped in my head at one stream. I haven't been able to let it go about the cult. I mean, it really is like cult mentality. But yeah, the Wonderlights, yeah, they're probably blooming will. Yeah, they're going to have something. They're going to need it, aren't they? They're we need to get our teeth into something. So yeah, that don't help. It's just going to be continuous for them. They always want something to be a part of, innit? Like whether it's right or wrong is not here nor there. They just want to be a part of something, some sort of, I don't know, cult-like thing. But yeah, but I know those three women, especially that Akura, whatever her name was, and that the truth will set us free, and then they stood there lying, or sat there lying. I don't get these people. They're absolutely two-faced. They're off their nut, nuttier than a snicker, as I say, nuttier than a squirrel's poo-poo. Don't be so rude, geese. But yeah, you know, have a bit of fun. I mean, blimey, we'll continue watching this video in a minute. Can she hear some cans from Poland in a native tongue? Would Poland have her incarcerated for breaching her obvious given bail conditions? I reckon she's going to say, if she's willing, like Sergit Post claims that she's admitted Madeleine McCann, I think it'd stop because she's got no narrative. The DNA has proven that she is not Madeleine McCann. And apparently, according to Sergit, she has accepted the results and agrees she is not. Then I think it'll just end. I think it's going to stop. And my T-shirt was right. It's going to be in a museum, this T-shirt. It's probably the only one in existence. It gives purpose, feeling like you're part of something big. Yeah, exactly. And those vulnerable people. I mean, you could tell that the truth will set us free. That woman on the right, is it Sandra Blackman or something? She looks so vulnerable. I think she could be easily led and pulled into something, and I think that's part of it as well. That those just want to be a part of something. But like you say, yeah, it gives purpose. I mean, if it gives you purpose, you're on it, surely, because that's quite important. It's quite a big thing in anyone's life, having purpose. And to feel like you are something bigger, yeah, you're going to love it. You're going to keep going back. So you are correct, Rachel, 100%. 100%. I mean, why it's led me on a theory that it won't be time served and back to Poland. It won't be time served and back to Poland. They make sure she clearly can't do what she does. Her cult would not have this. It won't be time served. I mean, I think it's up to about 10 months in October. 9-10 months. So, I mean, if I was the judge in that, time served or up to 12 months, and then have some sort of thing where that's it, end of. You're not allowed to mention Maddie McCann, the McCanns, nothing. You're not allowed to post anything. You're not allowed to make any phone calls. You're not allowed to say anything. Full stop. And then maybe even ban her from the UK for like 10 years. Although she has progressed to stalking them to criminal levels, and I said she acknowledges she isn't before, it takes one YouTuber championing her to continue. Yes, she's easily led on, isn't she? Like, oh, they believe me, I need to carry it on. Yeah, you're right. That's what's got her where she is now. Literally, like you call it, to criminal levels. Yeah, it's a good way of putting it. Progressed to criminal levels. Like harassment and stalking is like on a whole new level. But to have the phone call on like Sean Atwood or whatever, and Jerry says whatever and it ends, and then she calls him straight back, straight away. Like you got the harassment and stalking. So I don't get it. So yeah, and she has she apologized and everything. I said earlier she apologized for all this, that, and everything else, and to the McCanns, and I'm not Madeleine, I'm sorry for the hurt. And then she comes out and says she's Madeleine again, and she's off her tree. Oh, she's no threat as a cult. I think they're a threat to those who believe it, and it's awful sad, but I don't think they'll be particularly worried about the cult, if I'm honest. The police, yeah. It's just going to all die out. I mean, once Julia Wandelt was said and done and dealt with, that's it. That's the end of everyone else, surely. It has to be. It has to be. I mean, what else can they carry on? Like, oh, Julia Wandelt is Madeleine McCann. Julia Wandelt's in Poland and she's admitted she's not. Yeah, but Julia Wandelt is... It wouldn't make sense. So, like you say, they're going to jump onto someone else. Or just disappear. It'd be marvellous. And then my T-shirt, I go in a museum, be worth millions, because it just speaks of our truth. And then we'll all have to find different content. I mean, I've done a Andrew Tate video, Tristan Tate. I thought that would have done better. That's done quite rubbish. I might have to delete that one. Gutted. After all my research, ends up with about 20-something views. And then I've done one with Douglas Murray and Chris Williamson. It's about 1,300 views. I'm like, whoa. So, you know, I know which way I need to go then, don't I? But yeah, I'm going to do some reviews on certain videos and that. I do like that, watch people. And then, like I said to people, like, let me know what content. I'll put it in my community in the posts, you know, what sort of videos you want and all that. And I like doing like reviews of certain bits and bobs and the body language and all that. So, you know, we'll get it all going on. But let me know in the comments if there's any video that you want me to comment on. I found this one with Pat Brown by Being Told by Lynette Evans earlier, who popped in for a chat and had to shoot. But she said, oh, Pat Brown, professional profiler. And I'm like, whoa, I love profiling. I love profilers. I love criminal minds. But I was like, so I thought, actually, while we're live, you know, not in a rush, let's have a look. And that's who's on screen there, that lady there, Pat Brown. We'll carry on with the video. I think we're about 20 minutes in. But I really like her. She speaks facts honestly, truthfully. And watching her whole demeanour, she's just a very open, honest on. I'm going to watch more of her videos. So there we go. That's the wizard's words, mate. I'm hoping it's over. Yeah, aren't we all? But she will next up. Yeah, that'll be something. She'll rest and gather her supporters, lay her up and find that loophole where she can say anything she wants. Yeah. Oh, mate. I hope not. I'll be pulling my hair out. Not literally, because it took ages to grow. But yeah, that'd be awful. I agree. I just don't think it would be a priority or threat for police to bother much with this, that cults aren't illegal. Harm often perfectly legal. Yeah, I know. That's one thing I don't get. Anything that's supposed to be cult-like, they should be able to ban it if it's... Mind you, there's some they say they're a cult, but they are genuinely good. They don't do anyone any harm. But then obviously you got that true, like, quite, like that Amadi. Thinks he's the Mahdi. that Ahmadi religion of peace and light, that like based on Islam as well, Islamic. I mean, that ain't going to end well in any shape or form. I mean, there's people in Germany that got him for like certain offences against male and female. That's just not good. Do you know what I mean? Extortion. I mean, the man's is terrible. That's it. Yeah, freedom of speech, expression. Of course, it is. It's just when it gets to the point, because I don't get it. The Mahdi, the blooming Ahmadi religion of peace and light, says you don't need no personal wealth, so sell your house and give me all your money. What? So then the Mahdi has all the personal wealth, but you're telling them they don't need personal wealth. Makes no sense. So it's a con, absolute fraud. But yeah, I mean, I've got no issue with freedom of speech or expression with the religious beliefs. That don't bother me. I mean, I'm not a fan of Islam in any shape or form. I've learned enough about that and continue to learn. Just know the Jewish, Hindu, Sikh community, they fascinate me. I like all that. I like it because it's different, and Christian, obviously. But but yeah, it's all good. Still sent to McMillions by saying she was unwell. Yep. Yeah, there's probably an angle she could work there, mate. You're right. Yeah. Probably could work it. But I've had 4 decades of depression, anxiety, bipolar. Can I not write a book? No, I wouldn't. I've got the solution. We get Julia to fight Greta Thunberg, the Swedish eco goblin versus a Polish wanderer MMA paper grift. That's quality. Yep, definitely paper grift. That's brilliant. Yeah, that would be funny. Be up for some of that. That'd be hilarious. That would be hilarious. Right, where were we?
The alternate is that Jerry pulled up there, if he was involved in this, pulled up there, found a place that had either softer ground than most of it, like that one place that was found here, or that he found a depression that he made into a grave, or he just finally just gave up and just hid her in the bushes someplace and ran off and hoped that he'd get away with it. And also understand, even if you want to do it correctly,
if you financed a car in the UK between 2007 and 2021,
those sort of books wouldn't do well.
Could be owed up to $3,009.
I've just written a fantasy.
What you're buying is time.
About wizard.
Because they were going to, the body, I believe, he moved from, if he was involved, was moved from the beach area, which would.
So Pat is basically saying about Jerry, like, putting the body somewhere and then obviously coming back once they had the car and then moving it and putting it somewhere else. And where possibly it could be, but the ground's rock hard, is what they're saying, with the rain and whatever. Would it soften it by a tree, further away from a tree, etc., etc.?
Would be the emergency place to the gullies, which because the McCanns were running around on that beach.
On the beach. Oh, you're right one as well. I doubt I'll compete it for years, or many would read it. Oh, you got I literally, when I come out of hospital, I said, right, I'm writing it. And I did. And I came in, like, every day I wrote for hours. I was writing anywhere from, say, 1,000 to maybe 4,000 words in a day, like you do. But Wizard No Name and the Book of Creation. Don't know what to do with it, though. It's about 76,000 and something words. So, but yeah, you got to write it, Rachel. Write it. The Wizards has told you, apparently. But yeah, it's good. You got to write.
That night and with some friends, and could put the body in the gully, keeping that as a hiding place until they figured out what to do. And at a certain point, the police were coming to look at that area, and you might want to get the body out of there. And so then you move the body to what you consider a better choice. And so let's say he did take the body up here and say, okay, I can't even bury the body. I'm just going to hide the body somehow, somewhere here. And he hides it well enough. If the body is not found for 5 years, for example, or even a year or even 5 months, that gives all the more time for evidence to vanish, for an autopsy to fail to discover anything, for medication not to be found in the system, and this is a perfectly fine place for a serial killer, a child sex predator to dump a body just as well as Jerry McCann.
Well, to think, has he the capacity to do it? Or the 7 helped? Wasn't it a deliberate thing? He keeps his composure. What, Jerry McCann is scary. But that David Payne, one of the Tapper 7, well, it's not my story, just cult dynamics and reality of ritual abuse. But it's still interesting. And if it's something you want to do, then do it. Just write it. I mean, I should be sending mine to publishers, really, but I haven't. I suppose because I can't handle rejection. Julie needs to go home. I actually can see her physically trying to kill the McCanns in some twisted revenge attack. And the people like me that were right, she's going, psycho. Sorry, I don't understand. Just what did you mean? I don't know what you mean, geese. But oh, press the wrong button, geese.
Somebody like him. He could have gone up to Monte de Jose Mestre and dumped her body up here. Even if I said this is a good place and you found her body up here, does it mean Jerry McCann put her body up there? No, unless you can prove it. Now, if her body was in the missing bag, sports bag, that would be good because the sports bag is missing, and that would be a good link back to the McCanns. But again, you have to be able to prove things. So even if you find the body, you may not be able to prove it. Now, one more thing I want to say about a wonderful new channel, Searching for Madeleine, Operation Grangeway. He went, and I want to give him credit for being very open-minded because he had that Burnt Stellender's theory, and he said he had a problem with the timeline, but he thought, well, maybe where Burnt says the body is up on the Roca Negra, where he claims he has cameras and he's going to catch the McCanns and all this nonsense. And I'll link my review of his book below as well. He decided he would go and check that area out because maybe the ground up there is softer than here. So, and I think that's a very reasonable thing to do. I don't like Burnt's theory. I think that his mostly nonsense, and so I don't like it. And I don't believe his stuff about the McCanns being up here in the cameras and all this kind of stuff he's saying about this because he won't even release his videos. I'm not up here. I'm sorry, up here. So this is kind of the area where he says that the McCanns that he believes absolutely the McCanns buried Madeleine McCann.
Do you drive a diesel Land Rover
or
Jaguar?
Give an adverts every time. You get super engrossed advert.
I'm not going to say Burnt couldn't be right about where her body ends up. Not because I believe in his theory, but just because it's in the area. I mean, that might have been a place. I mean, I think it would be more likely here, but maybe it's just turned out Jerry thought differently and he went there, you know. I'm not going to object to that. So anyway, he went up there and the same thing he did at the area I had as my top location. And he had the same exact problem there. He said the ground was rock hard, couldn't dig anything up there either. So this whole area seems to have very, very, very rock hard. The whole ground is just not very amenable to digging holes. But on the other hand, I do know there was, I'm trying to remember, there was once a that was a cross, and people were, and it was like a dog's grave. But if it's a dog's grave, somebody buried a dog there. Now, I don't know how big the dog was. Could have been a Chihuahua, in which case you don't need to dig very deep. But if you're going to try to bury, a Saint Bernard, you might be in trouble. So I don't know. So that's my thing. I don't know, out of the 12 months of the year and rain and other issues, root systems and stuff like that, I don't know how easy it is to dig a shallow grave at certain points of the year. I don't know. And again, I will point out, there's always a possibility if there's enough of a depression, that is a ready-made shallow grave that you just need to cover.
Yeah.
And so, do I know where Madeleine McCann's body is? Absolutely not. Do I thank this wonderful man for trying so hard to find her at the location that I have picked out? I do. I think that it's an amazing thing that he really works so hard. And I'm glad he also went up to check out this area to see whether Burnt's area was more diggable. And I think that's great because there's nothing wrong with keeping an open mind. One doesn't always have to agree with somebody else to think that maybe part of their theory or some idea they have might not be a great idea. And let's go check it out and see if it brings forth some evidence, because after all, the whole point is getting evidence, not proving ourselves right or wrong. So anyway, those are my thoughts on this. Let's wait 3 more days and see if they dig up Madeleine.
I
will be surprised if they do. I would like it if they did, just because, one, it would prove that she isn't, like some people still think she's out there and she's now a young lady, and it's just nonsense. She's not alive. She hasn't been alive since day one. Whether there was an accident in the vacation flat, or whether he grabbed her or some other predator grabbed her, she would be gone that day. So finding her body would put to rest that she's alive. For those people who don't believe the dogs knew what they were talking about when they barked in the McCann's apartment and at their car, and all the other evidence that says there's no abduction. So for those people, finding her body would at least put that to rest that she's alive. And of course, if she's still looking like she's the size of a 3-year-old going on 4, then we know that she wasn't kept any place for 10 years in somebody's basement, and now she was, a teenager. No. So that would be good. Secondly, we would find out if there's any evidence with her body to link to anybody. And if there is, then there could actually be a thing called an arrest.
Yeah, you never know.
And if there isn't anything to link to anybody, this case will remain unsolved, barring a confession. So anyway, thank you for being here. If you're new to the channel, please do like and subscribe. Check my playlist for everything I talk about besides Madeleine McCann, and do click on the link below for Madeleine McCann for my entire audio book, which is about 2 hours long. I read my book. You can all place but Amazon, since McCann's got it pulled off of Amazon. It's $2.99 every place else, but for free you can listen to it on YouTube. And again, check out the 2 other channels because I have some respect for these 2 channels, and I like to recommend others who I think can add some interesting conversation. So thank you very much for being here, and let's see what happens.
Well, there we go. How cool's that? I subscribed. Profiling with Pat Brown. Oh, I like her. She's great. I'll have to see, like you said, an audio book. You can listen to it free. So I'll be up for some of that. I'll be up for some of that. Where was I up to on the old chatteroonie? She's unpredictable. They are holding information on how dangerous she is. She's not who they presented to the media. Something more to her. Who? Talking about Julia. Julia. Do you think Julia is safe in public? She's no danger to the public. Well, she's a stalker. Well, as a stalker, yes. Frankly, it is taken more seriously by authorities. Yeah, it is now. For a public threat. A public threat, probably not. Well, maybe people like me, when I confront her. I don't think she's any danger to the public, no. Oh, yeah, so beyond what they believe about her and are prepared to do from those beliefs. Danger to a stalking victims of McCann's and her family by default, yes. It's so sad. We still don't know. Yeah, Maddie, yeah, Nova Scotia kids. I know. like disappearing and not being able to solve it. It's so potentially similar. Yeah, I mean, I hate unsolved things. So I don't believe in psychics. These tarot card readers and all these medium Fruit Loop things. Like we would, if psychics were real, we would have no such thing as an unsolved crime. They'd just be like, "Ooh, do what you do." So yeah, that's a bit of a weird one. So yeah, me too. That's why when I was supposed to start looking in the Madeleine McCann case, I had to stop. It was not good for my health. I was on it like 24/7. Eat it, sleep it, dream it. Oh, it's crazy. Yeah. Not having an answer. It's like OCD, isn't it? It's just, there's no end. You just can't stop. Like, I need to find the end. I need to find the end. And there is no end. Makes you ill. But yeah, I can't stand them. Honestly, especially when it's like something like Madeleine McCann, being that she's like 3 years old. Do you know what I mean? An innocent little girl. There's nothing. Well, I mean, it's always when it's sort of like kids or women for me. It bugs me because like they're like easy targets, and it's just not on. And to have it unsolved, it's not right for the child. Only had 3 years on this earth, and can't give her the honour of a burial and closure. It's horrible. But what can we do? Maybe one day it will. Like Jack the Ripper. My God. Do you know what I mean? It's just never ending. Will anything happen though? Will anything happen that could bring it to an end? Possibly. But see if there's been updates, because we're up to 12:56 on the old website. So let's just having a quick look through the other it's all stuff that we've read. Oh yes, like they are updating the website that I was reading from, but they update it and just reword what they've already said. So just saying the press have been held at distance, but watching them work, it is clear they face a tough job to find any meaningful evidence. I'm with like what I said, and Pat Brown actually said, the profiler that we just watched said, don't think it's going to result in any results. While all previous searches have failed to uncover evidence, this time it appears that police are using ground-penetrating radar to assist the hunt. Doesn't mean there's going to be any results, but I don't even realise what the purpose of the drones are. I mean, what do the drones do? You have to wonder when whole injury gets created on missing children. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Stack Hustler. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Hustler. Hope you are well, sir. I assume you're male. Code Red Jugo. Hello. So, oh yeah, I think I started at 1 o'clock. Wednesdays at 1, but I wasn't going to. It's because the blooming surge at Sing. It's his fault. I'll show you. I'll show you. Do not worry about it. I will show you. It's I shall bring it up on screen for you to see. This is what made me end up doing it. today, going live. We just watched Pat Brown, a profiler, say her thing. But let me make it a bit bigger. Need to zoom in a bit, don't we, geese? Oh. There we go. That was a reason. I saw that. I was just saying earlier, like, I spit my bro out this morning. I couldn't believe I missed this. This is what popped up. And I was like, wee, look at this. And I was supposed to be having a day off today, getting ready for tomorrow evening's live stream with Danny from the Real Julie Wandelt page. And I saw this and I was like, hello, what? She accepts. How about that then? I mean, look at that. I mean, blimey heck. I know that the news is shocking, but Julia is okay with the news. And I was like, what? What news? She accepts that she's not Madeleine McCann, but believes she's still a missing child who has been trafficked, but obviously not. So, but yes. So do not worry. Yes, you can always watch the rerun. And you can put it on like 1.5 or 2 times speed. Stackhouse G has mentioned what? Yes, definitely. Definitely does. There's something going on there. Definitely. Yeah, she's going to continue some. Yeah, I know. That's what we're all saying, because like literally it says, but still believes she's still a missing child who's been trafficked by a gang of the PDFs. But my investigation, Sergit says, show that she's not been trafficked. Julia Wandelt's birth certificate shows she was born in Poland to Polish parents. So yes, yeah, exactly that. But still believes, yeah, it's worrying, isn't it? Like, no, what do you mean she's what? She's trafficked, but she's not. Sergit's blown all that out of the water. Birth certificate proves she's born in Poland. I think I said in a video, like Julia tried to make out like before Poland was in the EU, it was easy to forge birth certificates, and it wasn't. It's too rubbish. So I don't know what planet she was on that. Yes, she did. She apologized and all the pain caused to the McCanns, and then came out and said that she was Madeleine McCann again. Come on, people. See what I'm saying? It's absolutely crazy. I don't know what I can say about it, geese. Do you know what I mean? It's nuts. But yes, literally. I mean, what do you think our next grift's going to be? Believes it's still a missing child who's been trafficked by a gang of the PDS, but my investigation shows that that she has not been trafficked. I mean, there we go. And literally, while I was doing this, I was reading this out. It popped up on my other laptop, and that someone replied to my other video saying Julie Wandelt is Madeleine McCann. I was like, there's these people. There's no helping them, is there? I mean, what on earth? What on earth? But the best advice is at the bottom there. I think that she should concentrate on a trial and accept that she's Julia Vandal. I keep calling her Wandelt, and I'm going to say Vandal because Danny from the Real Julie Wandelt Facebook page told me that's how you pronounce it. So I've been saying her name wrong all this time. I was a bit like, well, you know, she's bugging me, so I can say Wandelt and just annoy her. But I don't want to be a petty wizard, you know what I mean? But it's crazy. But I think you're right, Code Red. There's going to be some kind of grift, or you can see it, can't you? I hope that, I pray there isn't. But she's going to come up with something. There is always going to be something in her head. Because it's part of her grift. She don't want to get a job, does she? She wants to try and just scaff her money. And if she's admitting she's not Julia, admitting she's not Madeleine, is she going to pay everyone else back? Is she actually going to pay them back? She's been taking money. Like that Steve Dempster who lives up the road from me in Portsmouth. He took some money. He sent her some money. It was 200 quid he sent her. Something about getting a solicitor or lawyer or something. And then he sent her £1,000 to get the flight and to stay here. I mean, is she going to refund him because it was all fake? That's terrible. Stackhouse said, "Oh, £2. Keep going with it. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. I hope I got it right there that you are a sir. I'm saying sir. I'm going to be a madam. I'll be like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed." But thank you very much, Stack Hustler. You're a legend. Only sensible one is championing mental health, but that would be sensible. I don't hold hope. Exactly. Exactly. I don't hold out hope. I don't hold out hope. Oh, I saw that on my laptop. I can give it a heart. Oh, I can thingy there. That's cool. I don't know what are they going to do with her though. I mean, even now I can't figure out one of those. I can't figure out. I know. I'm trying. What would be you deserve to be up on screen for a bit longer while I look at the other comments. What? I mean, the mental health side in that. Do you think there's got to be some sort of grift for Julia after this? She's going to be thinking, like, it's literally out on Instagram thanks to Serge. Like, you know. So what could she do? What could she do? Oh, let me know. Rachel, you're good at things like this, working out people. So, oh, another £1 from the Stack Hustler. Oh, you're a legend. You're a legend. Thank you very much. All proceeds go direct to the channel. Like I say, but I'm hoping to grow the channel and get out and do things and whatever. We're going to expand in the world and trying to get places, and we'll do more and more and more. So it'll be happy days. So thank you very much, Stack Hustler. I appreciate your generosity. Thank you. Trying to determine how unwell she actually is. Well, like what Rachel said earlier as well, it's like she apologized before and then came out and said she was Madeleine again. I mean, it's absolutely nuts. So, I don't know. But do you think she might actually be getting the help she needs in the while she's been remanded in custody? Because, I mean, she can't mess about with her meds and whatnot going in there because they're not going to have it, are they? There's a lot missing about it, but it does come out, makes sense about her. Yeah. I mean, Stack Hustle with £1. Desolate to me, it's all in her medical records, understanding her. Yeah. Yeah, because it goes way back. Her medical records go way back. Like, I still haven't found the link there where it's like there was saying there a report saying how angry she was getting as a kid if nothing went her way or she lost something, lost a game or something. She got absolutely mental, literally. Like, it just wasn't normal. And like a parent, Dorota was obviously looking to get help then. So her medical records be very interesting. But some of the drugs, like the schizophrenia, like mental health, all sorts. There was quite. I mean, I wrote them all down. I'm not going to go through them all, but there was a lot. So yeah, I think you're right, Rachel. It's in her medical records to help understand her. Hashtag the wizard to the top, wizard to the top, wizard to the top. I like that. I have to work on that one, won't I? True. Oh, you agree as well, yeah. But you can look around that hotel room, etc. in VR. Some dudes likely done that. Yeah, probably with VR. Any that would lead to arrest of the McCanns. Yeah. I thought they would have been re-interviewing them, to be fair. The personality sort. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely the personality thing, like trying to be other people, isn't it? So yeah, OCD. Yeah, it's crazy. I just hope, and I'm trying to think, like, you know, being in prison, would they be? They'd be all over that counselling and etc. Surely, isn't it? I'm not mocking those diagnoses. I do believe they fueled it, but then the internet on top and yeah, no, I know what you're saying, Rachel. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I know what you mean. I do. Yeah. As soon as like people like, oh, you've said the word attention. That's what I was just about to say, Stack. As soon as she starts getting some sort of attention for something, whatever that may be, she's not going to stop. And that's where that Sean Atwood and Ron Swanson come in and absolutely, well, done the worst thing possible, platforming her. And it was never going to end well. It was weird because I even said to my missus ages ago, like, she'll end up being locked up. And then she got arrested at the airport. So me and the missus had a good old giggle about that. But I was like, and I said that because of the Sean Atwood thing. I realised that how many videos there were, 14, 15, or God knows how many. And then they end up with 30, of which 12 have been deleted. But I've got about 36. I think this one, there's another 37. How bad is that, mate? I'll be done for stalking Julia next, even though I'm not. But mine's all about the facts. Facts. Being honest. Facts. Do you know what I mean? There's like nothing I said's messing about. I'm just bush. It is how it is. I'm not into her delusions or nothing. I've not supported her or nothing. I mean, if anything, she should be shaking my hand saying thanks for like keeping it real. I needed that. Has anyone heard her sing a voice? Is Julia any good? Gremlin's Got Talent. I'll try not to. No, it'll probably be that auto tune. Delusional belief while maintaining a sense of reality. Absolutely fit. Yeah. Yeah, because it's weird, isn't it? Like you say, yeah, it is. It's like disillusional belief, like big time. Like, you know, I think she's Maddie, who's probably 99.9% probably deceased, but she does maintain a sense of reality because she's doing what she's doing. So, yeah, we don't want to listen to her singing. She'll carry on her OnlyFans, get the full polo out. Ron would like, yeah, I mean that's just yeah, that's it. Yeah, validates the delusion. That's the attention. Yeah, yes. So we agree with you, Stack. We agree, 100%. And any type of validation for Julia Wandelt. That's it. In it, I assume. She just loves it. So, oh yeah, they took note of me when I'd done that, so I'll do that again. Oh, they took note of me when I said that, so I need to work on that and make it bigger and better. But sorry, I was saying I didn't think that she was very vocally very special. No, I don't understand her voice. Like, I think it's because where she fakes it, like she's doing the Sean Atwood and all that, and like that all like trying to make out, you know, talking like a 5-year-old and all. Oh yeah, you don't be mean. We don't need the hate. It was just so it done my head in. But I'm just saying that we are actually streaming on YouTube and Rumble today. I've worked it out how to do it. How cool is that? Go me. But yeah, we've got it all going on. But yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. But I was trying to look something up there, but pressed the wrong button. But yeah, it's It's going to be a funny one, though, how this is actually going to turn out. But I don't know. So I was going to look something else up, but I'm not finding it. So that shut me up then, didn't it? But it's all good in the hood. I have to see how this search goes, because I mean, I think it's all. I think it's a waste of time. I don't even want to say that because I want something to happen, but. Don't use AI to have Julia dancing to Billie Jean. Jane again, not my daddy. I'm just Polish. But Sean says I am the one to do done. That's fucking that's cracking hilarious. Cracking. I'll be able to yeah. Yeah, the women warriors. What was that all about? Oh mate. That was terrible. The women warriors, yeah. And what's it called? They're like doing all the pray thing and that, and the truth will set us free. Yet they're lying. Okay. Yeah, that song though. What was that? I was going to play it again last night on that thing. I thought, no, they'd probably copyright me, but it's worth just watching it without the music and that, saying like Julia is Maddie and all that. And oh, what? No. What Greta is doing? She's on her way to blooming Israel, and she thinks she's going to solve that. Greta Fatberg. What? Oh, yeah. I can't believe she's actually going to Gaza. My word. She don't get it. Palestine doesn't even exist. What's up with her? Yeah, she's full on nuts. But they're probably blooming copyright me because it's blooming music. So that's why I didn't do it. How dare Greta says, "How dare you?" Yeah, how dare you? Yeah, sailing to Gaza. Goo goo gaga. It's going to be crazy. She's trying to get in the news. I mean, she ain't even got a proper job. She's Julia Wandelt. The Swedish Goblin is relentless. Yeah, blooming is, mate. I mean, never ending. Yeah, definitely. Mummy, daddy got money. She's never had to get a job. And she's trying to push the agenda of this, that, and everything else. So it's just all false. Greta Mentstack. Greta. You're going to regret being that. I will be a. It's I don't know what planet Greta Thunberg's on. She's surprised she hasn't actually sort of come out and started supporting Julia Wandelt and all that. Start giving it all that. But our carbon emissions in the UK, like 1% to about maybe 1.2%, and China's went up by 3 to 5% year on year. And they're telling us we got to have solar panels that they use fossil fuels to make, and electric cars will literally make no difference. But then if we're all electric, all we need is an electromagnetic pulse, or turn off the electric, and that's it. They can control there'll be freedom of speech and the freedom of movement. They'll be like, no, you ain't going nowhere, mate. So yeah, be careful. Be careful. That's what I'll say. But yeah, other than that, yeah, like this search thing, it's just going to be a pain. It's going to be all over the news, obviously, but every time they're just going to reword the fact that they got nowhere and done nothing. It's going to be a nightmare. It's going to be a nightmare. But yeah, I wish something would happen. But who knows? Oh, let me do that. I'll put don't know what I've done with it then, but that made my day. Made my day. But like I said, there's going to be repercussions from this, I'm sure. But that actually sums up Julia Wandelt, to be fair, as well as Greta Thunberg. But yeah, it's sort of like, oh no, because like, what am I going to do for content? Oh, I've got stuff on my mic there. What am I going to do for content? But yeah, I know. Who knew? Absolute surprise, wasn't it? I couldn't believe it. But yeah, Julia is Julia. What? Sounds like you're making that up. Julia can't be Julia. She could do Aber TikTok, Julia. If you change your mind, well, Maddie, and you get a chance, go and agree with me. Very good. Yep, I like that. Very good, very good. But yeah, who knew? Who knew that Julia was Julia? Who knew? I'm lost for words. I am. Oh my God, I've been sat here 3 hours, 10 minutes. Blimey heck. Definitely verbal diarrhea day today. Look at me. It's going to be a nightmare, isn't it? Trying to get views on this. People will see it like a 3-hour video, but I ain't clicking on that. Like, please do. Watch it. Learn. Be entertained by the wizard's geese voice when I'm being silly. But it's all about the facts. And thanks to Surgit, she accepts that she's not Madeleine McCann. That is just like, wow. Yeah, she should be held accountable. There's real children being trafficked and she wants to sprout poo. Yes, exactly that. I mean, it's an insult to real victims out there in the world, especially like the trafficking. I mean, the human trafficking and sex trafficking and whatever it may be. That's like, yeah, you're right. I mean, it's, you know, like a woman that, excuse me, where'd that come? It's like a woman saying, you know, I'm to her when he never or something. It's just like crazy. It's crazy. Excuse my français. Yeah, I'm like that sometimes when things get me, I forget myself and I use a swear word. I'm like, oops. Shanice, from cults to consciousness, hours of content potentially. She seems a good ethical creator too. Cults to cult consciousness. Ooh, that's like a good name. Cults to consciousness. Julia dancing to Ice Ice Baby. Oh no, Ice Ice Baby, I like that one. Yeah, I see. I do. Ice Ice Maddie. Stop. Me choose back. You do like your music, the music puns. Definitely behave. Yeah. Fully agree. Yep. And I mean, that's the worst thing you can do, isn't it? Like the boy cries wolf type thing. Like keep saying whatever, and then people won't believe you. And I think that is Julia Wandelt. But the people out there are actually genuine. Like, it's an insight. It's a kick in the Goonies, to be fair. Like, so you don't. There's some things in the world that you don't fake. Like they had that. Was it the TikTok or something making out she had cancer when she never as well, and things like that. That's that sort of stuff. It's just wrong. Hello, Blank Face live. I thought you were live today, actually. Blank Faces, were you not? So I did see. I was looking through something on my thing, and you come up when I was looking to. What did I put up? Pat Brown profiler. I went looking for that, and then you. Oh, you just finished. Oh, cool. Hope it was a good one. Hope it's a good one, geez. I missed it. I was here. Blooming typical. That's the thing. You try and like support other channels and you find out you're live at the same time. Well, that's not very helpful, is it? Miranda Ray says, hi. BF sounds like boyfriend, but it means black faces. Hello, Rachel. New with you. Can I have Julia call you baby reindeer? Yeah. Oh, just oh, that's my thing. Just finished, geese. I think yours was about the search as well, was it not? I went through like an update. It was on independent latest updates, but all the updates, they're sort of saying the same sort of thing, but with different words. So I was a bit like, So I was hoping for a bit more up to date, like just catch up with the last 2 days. You know what I mean? But I think you do it every day, do you not? So there you go. You want updates every single day on the search. Blank Faces Live. Go subscribe. Because obviously mine's more about Julia and that. But today I added it in to see because it's 2 days worth. But I won't be doing that every day. Like tomorrow, it's just 8 p.m. DNA special. Julia Wandelt DNA special. So are you there for that? Blank Faces. Are you coming on at 8 o'clock tomorrow with Danny, the real Julia Wandelt, for the DNA special? Because I think I've got it down. I think I've got you tagged in it as well as Through the Looking Glass. Believe it or not, there was a streamer pretending to be wheelchair bound. No way. Thought the cameras off and got up and walked to the kitchen. Took thousands of people. It's common nowadays. Wow. Why would you do that? Do you know, being in a wheelchair or whatever? It's just no. Love your channel for the truth, respect to you. There you go. Yay. See, that's why we follow. See, yes, 8 o'clock it is. I swear I've got you down, like tagged in it, saying with Through the Looking Glass and Blank Faces Live, because you between you two probably know a lot more than me, because the DNA thing over my head. I know there's billions of markers and this and that, but this is about how Julia manipulates it, isn't it? And I thought, oh, that's gonna be well interesting. Big loves to you, Desolate from Blank Faces. I don't know that story, but God, so many people could think. I just need them for longer, further, etc. Yeah, that's it. I mean, but to make out you need a wheelchair or like the cancer one, yeah, like, I mean, that's awful. I don't know how people sleep at night. Case Price, need a few. Could we get her to fight Julia? That'd be good telly. Imagine Harvey on that one. Yeah, get Katie Price. Is she still a thing? Is she still about? Is she? There is grifting fake stories everywhere too. I know, it's disgraceful. I would not be impressed. Yeah, I'm up for it. Need to check for quiz questions. Yeah, I can't believe Julia actually like manipulated photos and then manipulated DNA results. Whatever next. He. Not ha ha ha. He. Ha ha. Generally, why? Because most of us aren't bound to them despite needing them to live normally. Yeah. But I mean, that's how desperate people are, like the sympathy vote. I mean, it all ties into like Julia as well, doesn't it? Like you say this, you do this and that. It's all because you want attention or people to, I don't know, feel sorry for you or whatever it is. I mean, terrible. I mean, things like that go over my head because it annoys me. That's why I ended up doing randomly one video about Julia Wandelt, because it bugs me rotten that people lie and it's so obvious. I do one video and here I am 36 videos later, but that's how much it winds me up, and it needs to be exposed. Anyone or anything that's doing a grift needs to be exposed. It's like those people that they pretend that they're ex-servicemen. I'll sit here and say, like, I want to join the army, I want to be military police, but obviously I never did, and I'm probably not man enough to be in the armed forces. I admit it, but I wouldn't fake like ex-SAS and all this. I don't know what that's all about. She ain't done a song yet though. Oh, what? Yeah. Is it, oh, she mean Julia? Oh no, Julia's got a song, isn't she? Or someone's done a song about her. That the truth We'll set us free channel to add one. Oh my word. Cheesy. It's so cheesy. I thought it was a what's it. I was thinking I'd get a wish with a what's it, and I was like, no, cheesy. I said cheesy. That's why I froze there. My brain, I froze, mate. I'm like a robot. Just went over. It's like, oh, cannot compute. I can't stand the fame for what the magicians just get on with, and they make bank on it. Yeah. Yep. It's terrible. It's terrible. But I'll have to. What I'll have to do actually with Blank Faces Live, when you're some of your videos, I'll have to have a look, and I'll have to use a couple of your videos in my streams so I can advertise you. And I'll say, oh yeah, I saw that on Blank Faces Live, and then I can bring it all up, and then I can tell people, oh, this is a channel, go there, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and all that. So I need to do that, don't I? And that way, get you some advertising, get you some subscribers. They'll all be good. So it'll be happy days. But yeah, it's all good in the hood. But yes, I've been going 3 hours and 21 minutes. That's a long time for a bloke to be talking, isn't it? And like I always say, my missus says I've got a verbal diarrhea. All I'm doing is proving her right. Hiding behind my microphone. It's because the wife won't listen to me. That's why I have to do this. But yeah, happy days. But I think, are we done for today? I think we are. I think I've said everything I need to say. I just haven't stopped talking. No, yeah, verbal diarrhea. Got nobody to talk to, geez. That's why I'm doing this. Billy No Mates, they call me. There was supposed to be a friend who helped her make things up. What became of her? What with Julia? Probably done a runner when they realised it was like full on grift. Someone once said my videos are like being told off by Diana Morgan. I loved it. Not Pierce Morgan then. Being told off by Diana Morgan. Classic. But yeah, I will have to use a couple of your videos so to advertise you, because I've done Pat Brown today, the profiler, which I thought was rather interesting. She was made up as well. Yes, she probably was. But yeah, it's a good way of getting the word out of your channel. We've got to spread the word, especially all the truth ones, all the facts. It's got to be done. It's got to be done. But yeah, I think, I can't believe I've been going for so long. What am I like? What am I like? So yeah, happy days. Who did Pat Brown? Be careful. She don't let people share her content as far as I'm aware. Oh, yeah, I've done that. I should probably blooming strike me. I was going to tag her in it and all sorts. But, well, I'll have to, if they say whatever, I'll have to try and take it out or whatever, innit? What is she talking about? Yeah, because she put up something about Operation Grange Way channel as well, which looked quite cool. But I like that, Pat Brown. I hope she lets me. Doing her a favour. Advertise her and all that malarkey. But yeah. But that was a good stream. Can't believe I'm going over 3 hours. What am I like? What am I like? But we are live again Thursday at 8 p.m. So happy days. This isn't going away anytime soon. Messing with the McCanns. Immediate cuss it. I actually can see this written into law forever by Home Security. They're going to do something about it, I assume, but it's absolutely crazy. You couldn't make any of this up. Someone actually pretending to be someone, like to this extreme as well. It's absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. So that's all I can say about it. Hello. A bit late to the party, I guess. I know, I've been 3 hours and 24 minutes I've been talking. You've probably done yourself a favour. Your ears will be bleeding. But, I mean, I was trying to use it in the world of fair use, so. And I did subscribe while live and tell people to subscribe. I will tag her in it, you know what I mean? I'm not going to hide from it or whatever. She can always say whatever she wants to say. But, you know, I was trying to do her a favour, get her subscribers. I liked her anyway. She seemed like a nice lady. I'll be watching more of her. And that was because Lynette Evans mentioned her earlier in the chat. And I thought, how cool. So I deliberately left that bit up on screen. So no matter who comes in, they can just quickly read it. And they'll be like, what? She accepts she's not Maddie McCann. What? You know what I mean? Have that sort of effect. But yeah, I suppose I better go and get something to eat. I'm having lunch today. There's me coming on at what time do I come? Wednesday 1. It's now past 4. What am I like? To be fair, I'm going to rumour. Maybe ask her, and at least you've done checks. And if she says no, you can just edit out. Yeah, I hate editing. I'll try all my videos not edited at all ever. I try and keep them, you know, like raw because I like that personally. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's all used in fair use and it was all relevant. But if I tag her in it, it'll say like, you know, this video's got you in it, so it'll tell her. So whether she wants to look, because I think it's about an hour and 45 minutes in. She's on it, so she went over from her parents. What was her life like before this? On Sean Out, they mentioned, and they then swiftly moved on. Yeah, everyone has a best before date, don't they? But thing is, though, that Dorota would still take her. Obviously, it's her daughter, and she's like, "Come on, hang your head in shame, but get over it." And that's all it can be. So yes. I think after 3 hours and 27 minutes, I've actually run out of things to say. How about that? That's some talking, geese. That is some talking. And I run out of coffee for the old mouth. The missus did come up with a refill, which was a Brucey bonus. But yeah. Okay. Right, I shall let you all go and have your dinners. Go and have your dinner. Eat a nice, decent, healthy meal. That's what you need to do. I remember tournaments with Julia when was that she was poorly. I switched off then, but that she used the C word. She's pushed and exploited. Yeah, there'd be repercussions for Sean and Ron, I'm sure. Like people unsubscribing and whatever, maybe. Might be a mass exit of subscribers or something, maybe. Everyone, you know, who supported her is going to go and hide for a bit and then they come back out and go, yeah, I didn't think Julia was Madeleine. I said that from the beginning. That's what they're going to say. But they didn't wear a t-shirt from the wizardwords.com. Just saying. So yeah, I think 3.5 hours long enough. Right, you can all go and have your dinners. You can have some peace. I think you've listened to my voice long enough. So yes, there's me coming off. I'll do half hour to an hour because, you know, I'm not supposed to be doing anything. And then boom. Oh, Flabby back in the house. Had my hands busy all afternoon. But great listening and watching the chat. You are all awesome. Take care, everyone, and catch you all again. See, that's how you say it, Flabby. That's a good, nicely said, sir. Nicely said. So yeah, blooming dinner time. Yeah, it's good to listen, isn't it? You'll get bored of my voice sooner or later. And this one was the first one where I was actually streaming on Rumble and YouTube at the same time. How cool is that? How cool is that? Yep, double streaming. So I'll be able to do that for Danny tomorrow and say to her, like, yep, you're going to be on. I don't know how well it's done or anything or whatever. There's nothing in the live chat on there, but there's 4 watching on there at the moment. You think, oh, that's good. The first time I've done it on there. So, and 1 or 2 people on Rumble, I would have been happy, you know what I mean? What did you leave with? She's private school, but on paper, the attack on her family, what happened here? Was Julia violent? Apparently, she's angry should kick off. But education and all that, I mean, her mum was doing all right. So who knows? Who knows? Right, I'll let you all go and have your dinners. I keep saying that. I will let you all go. The Desolate One, Random Rachel, Mile, Stack Hustler, thank you for your donation, sir. Happy days. I think I mentioned most everyone. There was Lynette Evans earlier. Thank you all for tuning in for such a random one. I can't believe it ended up being like one of the longest streams ever. And it wasn't even meant to be. It wasn't even meant to be. But what can I do? What can I do? Oh, Rachel, yes. Bye to Rachel. Hope I haven't forgotten anyone. So I hope you go and enjoy your dinner. Relax this evening. Don't forget Channel 5, Criminal Minds, 9 o'clock tonight. That's criminal profiling. I do like it. So, yes. So, for the Rumble and YouTube first ever stream for 3 hours and 30 minutes, blimey heck. Blimey heck. So, all stay blessed, and I'll see you hopefully Thursday at 8 p.m. DNA special with Julie manipulating our results, courtesy of Danny. It'll be happy days. So, like I always say at the end of every single video, be wizard, stay wizard. That's the wizard's words.